Assalamu alaikum shabab! I want you to be loud. I want you to be proud. It's time to be brave. Are you ready?
In 2016, a vision revolutionized mixed martial arts in the Middle East. It all started with the evolution of MMA in a small island in the Middle East. The magnificent Kingdom of Bahrain, a land of ancient glory and bravery, thriving under great leaders and visionaries. The country is now home to the largest MMA promotion in the region, Brave Combat Federation. And the kingdom became the first ever country outside of the United States that featured the IMF World Championships. His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa and his true warrior spirit envisioned the growth of MMA in the region. He believed in the glory of the sport of mixed martial arts and facilitated the best MMA facility in the land. Along with brave President the Hawk, Mohamed, in the shortest span of time we grew stronger. We grew bigger. This is a story of the fastest growing MMA promotion in the world. This is the story of Brave Combat Federation.
Ladies and gentlemen of Brave Nation, Assalamu alaikum! We are live from Combat Kingdom in the magnificent Kingdom of Bahrain, where the fastest growing MMA organization in the world returns to action for a legendary night for all the world to see. 3 title fights on the line, including hometown hero Hamza Kuheji fighting for the bantamweight title against Brad Katona of Ireland in our main event of the evening. Brave Combat Federation 57 is live right now. This bout is 3 3-minute rounds in an amateur lightweight war. Introducing your first warrior, fighting out of the blue corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with an amateur record of 2 wins and 1 loss. He stands 173 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 70.7 kilograms. Representing Team Lebanon and fighting out of Lebanon, please welcome Adon the Shark Ayoub. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a perfect amateur record of 1 win and no losses. He stands 180 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 70.4 kilograms. Representing KHK, Team Bahrain, and fighting out of the magnificent Kingdom of Bahrain, give it up for Hussein Mohamed! Your referee is Guard Lyons.
Adon Ayoub last defeated a KHK team member in Issa Almieri by a second round armbar back at Brave 47 in November 2020. So could that be to the advantage of Hussein Mohamed? Nice shot over the top from Adon Ayoub. As the shorter fighter, he knows that that overhand is going to be money for him. Big uppercut and a knee from Hussein. What a frenetic pace being started by these young amateurs. And on the takedown is Adon Ayoub, rushing Hussein Mohamed against the cage.
Hussein Mohamed's got a fairly loose overhook on that arm, not quite a whizzer yet. He's going to be trying to underhook with the other hand, maybe frame on the head, try and reverse position, and then separate.
Double underhooks now for Adon Ayoub. Nice head positioning underneath the chin of Hussein Mohamed. May try and get the trip here.
Adon Ayoub's hands are now clasped around the body. Hussein Mohamed, that's what he did. He used that fence as a little bit of a cheese grater, forced the hands apart.
Relentless work to get the takedown, but Hussein Mohamed doing the right thing, planted a hand down, trying to base, trying to get up.
Takedowns are very hard to get in MMA. Holding somebody down is even harder.
Good control so far from the Lebanon man.
Hussein Mohamed doing little pot shots to the face when there's a chance to, but there are not many chances to.
The corner of Hussein Mohamed shouting for distance. They want him to use that jab, and just as I say that, he uncorks a cracker right into the nose of Adon Ayoub. But Adon Ayoub is landing with that big overhand. That's a nice kick from Hussein Mohamed. And what Mohamed really needs to do now is settle into the fight, start working off behind that jab, making sure that Adon Ayoub can't get inside and initiate the clinch just as he has done.
Very even game up there against the fence.
Nice little shot, just a cheeky little uppercut from Adon Ayoub.
Little strength advantage for Adon Ayoub. Hussein Mohamed obviously holding his own.
Change in level from Adon Ayoub. Adon Ayoub being punished now with shots to the ear from Hussein Mohamed for attempting that takedown. Switches to the double, trying to give Hussein Mohamed something else to look about.
Adon Ayoub being very aggressive with his takedown attempts. However, simply attempting a takedown or even putting somebody down and having them pop back up counts very, very little. Mouthpiece. It's going to take just a split second to get it back. It's in, and it's on.
Interesting to see if Adon Ayoub opens up again with those big wingy shots, changing level, tries to come in over the top.
I want to see Hussein Mohamed throw shots and then move back. Throw shots and then circle. He doesn't want to throw shots and keep moving forward. And he's doing it now. He's doing it now. He's moving in and out. He's using that range.
Oh,
he's landing at distance.
He clipped him, and these guys are engaging in an absolute firefight. What a way to open the show. Another big shot from Hussein Mohamed. Beautiful uppercuts in the clinch from Ayoub. Needs to be careful of tipping that head when he throws the shot. If Hussein Mohamed times an uppercut clean, it could land flush. Oh, beautiful 1-2 from Hussein Mohamed. He seems to have found the range a little bit better, but just as I say that, commentator's curse gets taken down. But Ayoub incredibly closely matched. What this shows me, Kirik, is it really illustrates the level of amateur mixed martial arts in this region.
It does, Phil. One of the things I love to see young fighters do is listen to their coach, and that's what we see right here. We've got Eldar Eldarov, KHK MMA, head coach, shouting instructions, and his fighter is delivering on them.
Hussein Mohamed just solidifying the position here. Great work by Ayoub to turn in, creates the separation, and everything Ayoub throws is with vicious intentions.
Hussein Mohamed is now taking full advantage of that reach. When he was moving in behind his shots 2, 3, 4 times in a row, he's losing that reach advantage.
Good shot in the middle again from Ayoub, but Hussein Mohamed definitely switching it up a few gears in the second round. 1 minute to go.
Those knees are also very, very intelligent. When you've got long, strong knees like that, it makes your opponent think twice about trying to get in close.
Once again, just to reiterate, knees to the head are not permitted, as this is a unified amateur rules bout. Oh, great shot up the middle from Ayoub. Perhaps a little bit of a shirt grab there from Hussein Mohamed. That knee looked a little bit close to the chin. Hussein Mohamed turning up the pressure now.
Ayoub flagging just a little bit.
And he is as tough as they come.
Big show fatigue, big show jitters, maybe getting to him just a little bit, as you alluded to earlier.
Oh, huge shot up the middle. That definitely hurt him.
Maybe almost over.
And again, right into the midsection of Ayoub. 3 knees. Ayoub firing back.
Sting was dropping out of Ayoub. Now 1 apiece, and whoever wins this round wins this fight.
Third and final round, referee Gar Lyons gets us underway. Feels like at the end of that second round there might have just been a little bit of a momentum shift. Not quite sure if he rocked him or that was a stumble. Ayoub perhaps showing a little bit of inexperience by rushing in when he lands his shots, kind of smothering his work a little bit.
Hussein Mohamed measuring.
Ayoub a little bit less spring in the feet.
Hussein Mohamed really wants to land a knee. And there it was.
Those knees are absolute pinpoint, but dipping, looping overhand for Ayoub. You have to wonder just how much fatigue is playing a part, how much pop is in those overhands.
Ayoub is flagging.
He's telegraphing that a little bit now. Beautiful leg kick. May get his back taken here. Trip takedown from the KHK team Bahrain man.
Hussein Mohamed now wants to turn the volume up to 11. He wants to put maximum pressure on right now.
Ayoub starting to telegraph that overhand a little bit now. Oh, but changes levels beautifully. Does he have enough gas in the tank to keep Hussein Mohamed down? The answer is no. Shots in the clinch.
Not sure what the break was over. May have been for, okay, there's instructions to Hussein Mohamed that he is not to grab the shirt. There will be no point deduction and nothing flagrant.
Gar Lion just giving Hussein Mohamed a stern talking to, like a teacher.
Hussein Mohamed needs to attack now.
Another trip takedown from Ayoub. Great use of the wizard to get back to his feet from Hussein Mohamed. Thought about grabbing the fence a little bit. You can palm off it, you can have a closed fist against the cage, but you cannot grip it.
These little shots that Hussein Mohamed is throwing right now are very, very important. There is no advantage in the judge's eyes to attempting a takedown. What we're looking for is impact.
Big deep breath from Ayoub. He's just going to have to try and gut this out for the last 30 seconds. Hands by his waist, lungs gasping, muscles filling with lactic acid. Can Hussein take advantage of it? You have to give credit to Ayoub, still trying to score the takedowns. Potential here to have the back taken. If Hussein Mohamed can land some big strikes and Ayoub cannot intelligently defend himself.
Ayoub is Lebanese. There is zero quit in him. There is zero quit in his people. 10 seconds to go now.
Hussein Mohamed finishing up with strikes, and what a way to open up the card there. You see exemplary sportsmanship. Both men collapsing in fatigue, exhaustion, commending one another on an incredible performance. Lebanon versus Bahrain. Who picks up the win?
What a way to start our historic night. After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard. 2 judges scored about 29-28, and your 3rd judge scores about 30-27. For your winner, out of the red corner, from KHK Team Bahrain, Hussein Mohamed!
Phenomenal fight by Hussein Mohamed from KHK Team Bahrain, and great fight too from Ayoub. At this level, there are no losses, there are only lessons. The lesson for him is get that cardio up just a little bit more.
Here we go, Brave Nation. This bout is 3 5-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. Introducing your first warrior, fighting out of the blue corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 3 wins, 2 losses, and 1 no contest. He stands 173 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 63.6 kilograms. Representing Hell Team and fighting out of Alexandria, Egypt, please welcome Omar, the submission boy, Emad. Fighting out of the red corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a perfect professional record of 1 win and no losses. He stands 164 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 60.4 kilograms. Representing KHK Team Bahrain and fighting out of the magnificent Kingdom of Bahrain, give it up for Abdullah Ito Yaqoob. Your referee is the Ginger Gorilla, Aaron Wallace.
Brave Nation, expect impact.
From Ballyclare to Bahrain, the Vanilla Gorilla, Aaron Wallace, is your man in the middle, keeping our fighters safe. Emad initiating the clinch, forcing Yaqoob up against the cage. And this is what we thought we were going to see from Omar Emad, initiating the grappling, the clinches. Needs to be wary of hitting the back of the head. Oh, the elbows to the back of the head, downward elbows.
I'd have to see a replay. There's a couple simple ways of defining what the back of the head is. One of them, imagine a mohawk, or take a cell phone on the top of your head, run that cell phone all the way down the spine. That can't be hit. Another simple way to understand it is when you hit somebody in the back of the head area, if some part of your limb connects with their ear, it's good. Let's have a look. That view, unfortunately, is obscured.
I think it was also the fact that it was a downward elbow. Your elbows have to come at an arcing trajectory. Big shot over the top by Yaqoob. Changing levels well is Yaqoob.
Yaqoob wants to throw an overhand right and take his opponent out.
I wobbled him a little bit there, Carrick. The feet momentarily went from underneath him.
And that was no accident. He's trying.
Flying knee attempt. Punching the ear this time, picking his shots well. One or two of those got through. Again,
Brave Nation. Again, this is one of the gray areas in mixed martial arts. Both athletes play a role in the back of the head. If you throw a strike that would have hit legally, and the opponent who gets struck in the back of the head moves his head in such a way that the back of the head is struck, there's joint responsibility. So again, very gray area. We've got a great referee in here. He's making sure nothing goes wrong. Very stern warning. I don't think we're going to see any more shots on the back of the head.
Let's face it, you're not going to argue with big Aaron Braveheart Wallace. Be interesting to see if it's just one final strong stiff warning. I like what Wallace is doing there. He's also going over to...
He is. He's explaining to him that both athletes play a role here.
They have a responsibility.
When you're getting those elbows near the back of the head, you can't turn the back of your head so that you get struck. This is, as always, phenomenal refereeing in the Brave Combat Federation cage.
Big Aaron Wallace is giving Omar Emad the full 5 minutes with which to recover, with which to regather his sensibilities. And now if you're Yaqoob, you're going to be thinking to yourself, even subconsciously, does this put a little bit of a tick in his brain where he becomes a little bit gun-shy in those positions to get off the strikes?
Yaqoob's game plan is to win this fight with an overhand right. He's got a tremendous overhand right. It's got concussive force. It's got stunning ability. That's what we're going to see here. Two fighters touched gloves. No hard feelings. Now there's going to be hard feelings.
Just a final stiff warning. There's that overhand you were talking about, Carrick.
It went way wide. I guarantee you we'll see a little adjustment.
Oh, beautiful jumping knee by Abdullah Yaqoob. In that clinch position again, you're not seeing Yaqoob get those strikes off.
Now, as Yaqoob steps up, he's got to be very, very careful he doesn't get his back taken. Statistically, the highest percentage time to get your back taken is when you're stepping up off the floor. So when you step off that floor, when you get to the knee, when you get to the feet, you got to whizzer, you got to overhook that arm.
Omar Emad doing a good job of trying to elevate those legs. May try and shelf them. Pushing away, creating distance.
There's that left whizzer is what protected the back from being taken. Excellent technique from Abdullah Yaqoob.
Aaron Wallace being kept in this too with a couple of cheeky little fouls early on. Nice reversal from Yaqoob. Now pressing Omar Emad against the cage. Double overhooks, trying to clamp down. A big shot again from Yaqoob. Head kick's there if he wants it. But the trouble with throwing the head kick is if you're not quick enough getting it back to the point from which you sent it, you then get taken down.
That's right, Phil. If you watch too many highlight reel clips and you want to get one for your own, you don't understand the number of people that looked for that highlight shot and did not get it.
Then you see Yaqoob thought about the hammer fist there. A little bit more tentative with his shot selection in those clinch positions.
That was an absolutely legal shot.
Yep.
Omar Emad playing to the ref a little bit. Is not going to get anything.
Yaqoob trying to bring the head up of Emad, trying to dig in for underhooks. Bit of a stalemate position right now. Omar Emad trying to get in on that single. Get the fight to the ground where he feels that will be his clearest path to victory. Good balance so far being exhibited by Yaqoob. Almost has that leg out, trying to free him off, trying to create distance.
Emad may want to switch it up to a high crotch or switch to a double. Does not seem to be getting what he feels like he needs out of this single leg.
Eldarov instructing his fighter not to throw any elbows in that position. And big takedown by Omar Emad, and that's what I was talking about. Does Yaqoob then have to be very, very tentative and extra selective with his shots?
He does. One of the characteristics of the KHK Team Bahrain fighters is they listen so well to their corner.
Yep.
We saw that one elbow. Eldarov was like, nope, and it stopped. That was very good advice. An elbow clearly to the back of the head might have been the end of the bout for a bout that I absolutely believe Abdullah Yaqoob is winning.
At the moment, he finds himself taken down by Emad. And Emad is not necessarily doing much. He scored the takedown, but he's not doing a lot to progress.
There is a thing in mixed martial arts called lay and pray. It's when you take somebody down, not to further your position, not to try and get a submission, not to cause damage with ground and pound, but simply to buy some time.
Is it referee Arnold Wallace signing off the same hymn sheet? Seen enough there, or didn't see enough, as the case may be. Last 10 seconds of the round. Can someone land something definitive?
Maybe an overhand, right?
Yaqoob have the uppercut landed, have the knee loaded for that inevitable clinch that's coming. Big shot over the top again, head kick. Again, Omar Emad is dipping that head when he comes in, and he's not necessarily setting these clinches up. He's giving Yaqoob a little bit of time to react.
Abdullah Yaqoob has an interesting strategy. Instead of attacking straight in, he's trying to attack from the top with an overhand right, and he's trying to come up from the bottom like a submarine with that flying knee. It is, as I alluded to earlier, it's a spectacular strategy, but not one that's necessarily going to work.
Head on the outside now for Omar Emad. Trying to work in on that single. We talk about how exhausting it is to be taken down and get up, but it's also exhausting for the perpetrator of the takedown to constantly take somebody down and then to spring back up and essentially having to start all over again. Yaqoob needs to take a step back here.
On film, these little kicks may not look like too much. Brave Nation, they can be too much. You can hear the sound of the impact from here at cage side. It's like a cricket bat hitting a watermelon. Smack, smack. This exact kick has actually been known to break bones in the foot, break bones in the shins.
Oh, he had a little bit of a limp as he got up there, Carrick. I think his left leg might be a little bit impeded. Big overhand again from Yaqoob.
Omar Emad has an excellent skill set. He's just not showing it all right now. Playing a little bit too much of a defensive game.
Kicks in unchecked.
In boxing, in prize fighting, in amateur boxing, defense scores points. That's not the case in MMA.
Nice timing by Omar Emad. Ducked underneath the big shot. Again, beautiful use of the whizzer by Yaqoob. Finds himself in that anchor position of the half guard. May look to free him and unleash hell from this position.
We're very close to being where elbows are the single most effective thing you can throw. Takes little energy, lands with great impact.
Yaqoob controlling with the underhook. Working the body, doing enough to keep himself honest. Omar Emad has the underhook on the leg. Was trying to use that to shift, create an angle for himself, but Yaqoob intelligently sits down on it.
Omar Emad has a cradle of sorts from bottom. No longer.
The corner telling
Abdullah Al Yaqoob should step back right now, allow his opponent to stand back up, and then go back to trying to land that overhand right and jump knee.
Omar Emad momentarily thought about attempting to stand up, but the thing with
there it is. I was just going to say they're about to be stood up.
Again, a much stronger round. How heavily muscled is that young man's back? Beautiful sprawl, knee to the body, huge. The wind taking clean out of the seals of the submission boy.
Omar Emad nodded, acknowledged that was a big shot. Omar may be hurt. He may be hurt. That body shot may have done even more than he acknowledged.
Finding it hard to get his breath back, to get his senses around him, and is a little bit prone right now. Desperation takedown, heavy hips and sprawl from Al Yaqoob. You have to think it would be within his best interest now to stand up out of the guard. There it is.
It's not the legs he wants to be kicking right now. It's the body. That body is compromised. When you get hit in the head, after even if it's a tremendous shot, 5 to 10 seconds later, as long as the referee hasn't stopped it, your head is clear. When you get hit in the body, it's cumulative. A little bit goes away, but not a lot. I can tell you Omar Emad's body still hurts. Abdullah Al Yaqoob wants to step back, allow his opponent to stand up, and commence to hitting that body.
Body punch, Ito, body punch, body punch.
Oh, beautiful shot to the body from Al Yaqoob.
Very smart to throw that low kick. And there's that overhand right. Again, very smart to throw that little pendulum kick, and round ends. Terrific round for Abdullah Al Yaqoob. Any little wrinkles that need to be ironed out are going to be ironed out by the great Eldar Eldarov in the next 45 seconds or so. For those of you who don't spend a lot of time in a fighter's corner, what goes on right now, first 5 to 10 seconds, you let the fighter you take their mouthpiece out, you let them rinse their mouth it. While they're doing that, you rinse their mouthpiece off so it's nice and fresh when it goes back in. Give them a chance to catch their breath. If they're not breathing properly, you tell them to breathe properly, and then you give them 2 pieces of advice. One thing not to do, one thing to do, and then that's it. They're going to go out for the third and final round of the evening for these two.
Ladies and gentlemen, forgive us if we are not talking you through the replays at the moment. Our monitor in front of us has decided it does not want to watch the rest of the fight and has packed up.
As I say over and over again, Phil, computers are not appliances. I've got big respects for Omar Emad's skill set. I just want him. He's got great kicks, great punches. There's the beginning of some kicks. I want to see him let those hands go straight down the center. He's got the reach advantage. His opponent is throwing looping shots. He's got a very clean 1-2. I want him to show it to Brave Nation right now.
Nice inside leg kick. What I've enjoyed about the performance thus far from Al Yaqoob is the way he's grown into this fight. Faced a little bit of adversity again with a jumping knee. Needs to be careful in this position with those shots.
Very fine point of judging that we just saw there. An open hand on an opponent's face pushing can have the potential to inadvertently push into the eyes. That, of course, is forbidden. There was not a warning there because it wasn't happening. There was just a reminder that no pressure can be put on the eyes from that open hand.
Omar Emad trying to get the takedown. You wonder how much he has left in the tank. We did see him start to flag, start to fatigue a little bit at the end of that second round. Had a big knee to the body which seemed to deplete the energy levels. Al Yaqoob working the body now.
Abdullah Al Yaqoob very wisely is listening to his corner and no longer throwing hammer fists or downward elbows anywhere towards that back of the head region. We've got a quick timeout. I don't know what for.
A little bit of an eye poke perhaps. wonder how much of this is gamesmanship and...
Don't know if it was an eye poke, don't know if it was an eye punch.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, apologies. We're not privy to a replay if you are seeing it on the screen. All we can see at the moment is Omar Emad in the corner, slumped down, finger over his, or hand over his eye.
There is a world-class medical team. There are at least 3 doctors I know of standing by. There are multiple ambulances outside. If any question is raised by a fighter about an eye or any other medical issue, it will be attended to immediately and addressed thoroughly. We're not quite sure what's happening. Got a towel coming over to dry the area. Sounds like Omar Emad may not want to continue with this fight.
Head of Regulatory Affairs, Dickie Larkin, having a quick word with our referee on this.
Arn Wallace, I think, believes the fighter can continue. Medical staff, I think the fight believes the fighter can continue. The fighter does not want to continue. Omar Emad has chosen not to fight. Your winner, Abdullah Al Yaqoob from KHK Team Bahrain. It's not precisely the way he wanted to fight. Wanted to win that fight, but he tried his hardest to win that fight the way he wanted, with a big overhand right, with a jumping knee. We don't have an official time. We don't have the official word of precisely how it was stopped, but we do have a winner, Abdullah Al Yaqoob. Al Yaqoob now walks over the corner to show respect to his
This match comes to an end with a technical decision given to our winner out of the red corner from KHK Team Bahrain, Abdullah Yaqoob.
Winner by a technical decision. Abdullah Al Yaqoob runs his professional record to an unbeaten 2-0.
The finest gear in mixed martial arts. I use it almost exclusively in my own gym. Yousufzai.
This bout is 3 5-minute rounds in the bantamweight division in a battle of the undefeated. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a perfect professional record of 4 wins and no losses. He stands 170 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 61.6 kilograms. Representing Team WGC and fighting out of Dubai, UAE, by way of Afghanistan. Please welcome Rahmatullah Yousufzai. And his opponent, Fighting out of the red corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a perfect professional record of 4 wins and no losses. He stands 173 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 61.2 kilograms. Representing KHK Team Bahrain and fighting out of the magnificent Kingdom of Bahrain. Give it up for Magomed Idrisov. Your referee is a bandit, Decky Larkin.
Black and red, Magomed Idrisov in white and red.
One of the best in the business. Decky the bandit, Larkin our man in the middle. Rahmatullah Yousufzai with a big smile on his face, almost as if he knows a secret.
Idrisov has a job right now, not getting hit in the head with that straight.
Absolute dynamite power in the rear hand. In the southpaw stance is Rahmatullah Yousufzai.
Southpaw fighting is a little bit unusual. It prevents a wrinkle in mixed martial arts. Each fighter wants to keep their lead foot, as you saw right there very intelligently from Idrisov. You want to keep your lead foot on the outside of your opponent's lead foot. That lines up your straight, sort of like a jab.
And it does take the orthodox fighter a minute or two to get accustomed to fighting the southpaw, as there's such a rarity in mixed martial arts. Nice shot to the body from Idrisov.
Phil, I liken it to going from the United States of America to England and having to drive on the other side of the road. As you said, it takes a little bit of an adjustment. Everything's a little bit backwards.
Oh,
that is timing.
Absolutely sumptuous timing. Anticipated the shot coming in from Rahmatullah, and this is where Magomed Idrisov does some of his best work. Such a competent grappler.
Phil, fans swoon when they see a flying knee, when they see a hook knockout, but timing like that, that level change, getting it on the hips like that, to me, that is every bit as beautiful.
Just easily transitions from the guard to the side control position, low with the hips, has the underhook to control Rahmatullah on Rahmatullah's left side, just to stop him from turning a basin.
Brave Nation, it's sort of common knowledge that that knee to the body from the ground doesn't do very much. Let me tell you, that knee from Magomed Idrisov, it's doing too much.
Rahmatullah reclaims half guard. But one of the real hallmarks of the KHK Team Bahrain guys is they get in these positions and they don't rush. They prioritize position before anything else. Trying to isolate the arm. The right arm is Idrisov. He can get the crucifix established here, which I believe he has. These don't need to be huge concussive shots. They just need to be accumulative.
Triangle.
Over, potential triangle from the top.
Very, very. There is a double, if not a triple threat here right now.
Could also work for the straight armbar in this position.
There's a threat to unconsciousness from the triangle. There's a threat to a straight armbar. There are elbow threats.
You can see Idrisov also try and work for the Kimura in this position. Has that arm flattened out. Can't quite see how deep the triangle is. Rahmatullah looks...
Key lock attempt!
Abandons the triangle in search of the Kimura, but lets it go.
Big respect to Yousufzai.
Oh, look at that. Knee momentarily on belly, just to cut through into the mount position. And this is exactly where Magomed Idrisov wants to find himself.
Those first two punches, the body that we saw, were to cause exactly what we saw. The head being let go. With the head let go, a posture back is possible. More powerful shots can come in with the elbows and the fists.
And this is dangerous for Rahmatullah. If he tries to move from side to side, he could give up his back, but incremental.
This attack is ferocious.
What Idrisov done so beautifully there was just switch to a slightly higher mount, trying to get out the back.
Backdoor
Rahmatullah.
escape, and still stuck inside control.
It's that superior anticipation by Idrisov, that grappling and positional awareness.
Again, big respect to Yousufzai for his escape so far. Unfortunately, under mixed martial arts rules, escapes don't count for anything. Defense doesn't count for anything. Very different sport than is boxing.
Arm around the head here, needs to be wary of the Von Flue choke. Working ever so slightly into the north-south, abandons it. If he continues to work just like a ticking clock around the head, he could have got the north-south, but lets it go in favor of punching his opponent in the face. Again, could work for the Von Flue here, or shrug the arm off for the Kimura. Rahmatullah needs to let go of that neck. It's a dangerous position for him to be in.
Rahmatullah's greatest skill set, of course, is standing up, putting his opponent to sleep with a straight. And this is the definition of mixed martial arts that we're seeing here. Whatever your opponent is best at, you shut that down, you try and employ what you're best at.
And that's what we see so often in mixed martial arts. There's a misconception that guys go in there and just throw leather, and two men enter, one man leaves kind of methodically. But what we've seen with the evolution of the sport is just how intelligent these fighters are. Big shots being landed by Idrisov to finish the round, really making a statement in the closing stanzas of the first round. And you have to say, Derek,
avoid those kind of submissions, takes a lot out of the forearms.
Rahmatullah really wants to get off his striking. May need to be a little bit more savvy with the distance management. He is, after all, a former Afghan national wushu champion and a former member of the Afghan national karate team. If he can get that distance management down and find an opening for a big left. Oh, spinning back fist, but parlayed into a takedown from Magomed Idrisov.
As I said earlier, Phil, those highlight reel knockouts like a spinning back fist are absolutely unbelievable when you see them, but what you don't see is for everyone that works, there's 30 or 40 that didn't work. You get your back taken, you get taken down to the ground.
Could see the beginning of a head-arm triangle. Momentarily, he was trying to pin that arm and go ear to ear with it.
As you alluded to earlier, Phil, the KHK, MMA, guys, they don't tend to rush. They don't make mistakes. They have the fight exactly where they want them, and they slowly amp up the pressure, amp up the pressure, amp up the pressure, applying more and more damage to their opponent, and finally something breaks and the fight's over.
Yousufzai was turning the wrong way. He needs to turn in to Magomed Idrisov. Try and re-guard, try and get that half guard back. Again, making the mistake of holding on to the neck. It's only a matter of time before that's capitalized upon by Magomed.
Maybe a neat, nice little regard from our fighter from Afghanistan.
But then Magomed Idrisov is still happy to land shots inside the guard. Again, it's economy of energy and efficiency of energy from Idrisov. Nothing is wasted, nothing is rushed, everything is methodical and done for a reason. All the way down at the minute is Idrisov, just landing those strikes.
At this point, Rahmatullah Yousufzai probably wants to get a foot in the hip, try and create some distance, kick his opponent back, spring back up to standing.
And this has to be so frustrating and demoralizing for Rahmatullah Yousufzai.
Winning from the bottom like Royce Gracie did at UFC 1 is very, very difficult. In this, the modern version of the sport, and up against the cage, it's very, very, very difficult against a fighter the level of Magomed Idrisov. I don't have enough varies.
There are only two times I can really remember a fighter winning off his back, that being Bas Rutten against Kevin Randleman, and recently at Clan Wars back home in Ireland, Jordan Jumbo O'Neill getting it done, actually knocking out someone from his back. Idrisov getting a little bit of a telling off for shots to the back of the head. Again, it's just constant methodical work. He knows what to do, knows to do enough to stop this. It's almost Chael Sonnen-esque in its application. Foot on the hip from Rahmatullah Yousufzai.
It's very hard to convey how physically debilitating, how difficult fighting is. If you haven't actually been in there, it may look like any other sport, like tennis, that you can go on and on. You can't. You have to marshal your resources very, very carefully so you don't burn out. That's what we see so much from these KHK Team Bahrain fighters.
Well, put it like this, Kirik. You play other sports. You play football. You play soccer. You play tennis. You do not play MMA.
Indeed, Phil, indeed. Maybe an elbow coming.
Stepping into that anchor position that we love to see so much in
And
MMA.
that guard is...
I think
that
Magomed trying to work for that
guard
head-on
is
triangle.
passed.
If he can step over to the other side. May take the back. Minute to work in the second round here. Just happy to land those big strikes and really just completely deplete the energy of Rahmatullah Yousufzai. Working the body, working the head.
Again, big respect for Rahmatullah Yousufzai's toughness, for his endurance, but he needs to be more aggressive here. He needs to try and get up to his feet, try and Granby roll.
What Idrisov right now is he's completely big brothering Yousufzai. Everything that Rahmatullah is trying to do is being systematically shut down by Magomed Idrisov.
You get to where you don't want to be the most even quicker.
Yeah, so it's pick your poison, and why game planning and intelligent approach is integral to mixed martial arts.
Yousufzai needs to move in and out, not just straight forward. If he moves straight forward, he's relatively easy to time. He's taking a step or two back. Feinting, threatening.
Does he have the energy left to implement the kind of movement he needs to get in and out?
He's going to have to marshal that energy.
Oh,
beautiful straight. That's what he needed to do. But, of course, he kept that moving forward for a second and third shot, and now he is in the place he least wants to be on earth.
There is nearly an eerie inevitability about the game plan of Magomed Idrisov and his ability to execute that game plan in such devastating fashion. Another big shot right to the beard of Rahmatullah Yousufzai.
Very nice defensive jiu-jitsu from Yousufzai, though. Good regard, nice use of an elevator right there. Foot in the hip, maybe. The sweep attempt.
But like a dog with a bone, Magomed Idrisov getting right back into it. Looks at the corner and almost shrugs his shoulders as if to say, yeah, you can tell me to get up, but have you tried to get up when you've got this guy underneath you?
Gravity pulls just a little bit harder when Magomed Idrisov walks around. That's a lot of weight on top. Again, a little hard to convey, Brave Nation, but fighters, certain fighters like you see in front of here, and Magomed Idrisov, when they get on top of you, they feel like they weigh 100 kilograms. I'm not exaggerating. Doesn't really seem realistic, but it is. There is a huge amount of pressure on top of Rahmatullah Yousufzai right now.
I heard a rumor Magomed Idrisov doesn't do push-ups. He just pushes the earth down every time.
Guillotine attempt.
Again, what's he got left in the legs?
Unfortunately, the forearm is not placed correctly on the trachea. It's over in the carotid artery. It will not have the desired effect, and the effect may in fact be to burn those forearms out further.
And then just a casual step through into the side control position. Elbows to the body. Has wrist control, may try and work a Kimura. Decides to let it go. And again, just prioritizing positional control and absolute dominance.
Very slick jiu-jitsu from Rahmatullah Yousufzai. Threw a nasty short little knee from bottom to the ribs, and then worked that knee in, got to guard. But again, under mixed martial arts rules, defensive techniques do not count on the judges' scorecards.
Again, grip and hold of the neck. Rahmatullah Yousufzai. Scope there for Idrisov, just a step through again into side control, step over into it. There it is. Trying to work a Kimura. Can't quite see from our angle if he has it. We've got the far angle. I'd like to see a little bit closer. I'd like to see from the other side if he has it.
Yousufzai was framing for a little bit with that forearm in the hip, trying to push his opponent's
Oh,
ribs
there
down
we see. He
towards
looks
the
like
knee.
he looks like he has it. Steps over the head.
There's the triangle coming.
Could be looking at the beginning of the end. He just needs to rip it. Oh, that looks tight. This could be it. Oh, Rahmatullah Yousufzai as tough as they come.
Once again, magnificent display of defensive jiu-jitsu on the part of Rahmatullah Yousufzai.
Tougher than a burnt steak is the big man. I know it's not really going to be much of a consolation for Rahmatullah Yousufzai should he end up going to decision, but potentially be a little bit of a moral victory.
There is nobody on the globe who can question the toughness of Rahmatullah Yousufzai.
Right into the mount. He's essentially gone through the gambit of every position you can on the ground in mixed martial arts. It's almost like an instructional video of how to.
Back take may be coming.
Rahmatullah Yousufzai momentarily. I like what Rahmatullah Yousufzai done there as he was turning. He landed a little short elbow.
A little spinning elbow
Oh,
ahead,
but now
and
he's
there,
getting
here comes the
smashed.
payback.
Smashed with elbows from the top position.
I can feel Magomed Idrisov saying to himself, you like elbows? Here's one.
10 seconds in the third and final round, and what's been an incredible display from Magomed
Potential
Idrisov.
for a heel hook here.
Don't know if he has time for it. What a fight and performance from Magomed Idrisov. He's done essentially, if I'm going to be hypercritical about his performance in the fight, I'd say he did absolutely everything except
All right, Brave Nation, another epic battle inside the Brave CF 57 cage. After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Your first 2 judges scored about 30-27. Your last judge scores about 30-26 for unanimous decision victory. Out of the red corner, from KHK Team Bahrain, Mohamed Idrisov. Here we go, Brave Nation. This fight is 3 5-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. Introducing your first warrior, fighting out of the blue corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a perfect professional record of 5 wins and no losses. He stands 169 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 59.5 kilograms. Representing Hero Academy and fighting out of Alexandria, Egypt. Put your hands together for Maisara Mohamed. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a record of 12 wins and 3 losses. He stands 178 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 61.7 kilograms. Representing IJJ, Ultimate MMA, and BFC Gym, and fighting out of Bangalore, India. Please welcome Mohamed Farhad. Your referee is the Vanilla Gorilla, Aaron Wallace.
Big thanks to our hospitality partner, Wyndham Garden Manama. I consider Bahrain to be my second home, and my home in my second home is Wyndham Garden Manama.
The Vanilla Gorilla once again, your man in the middle, #1 bantamweight in India versus the #1 flyweight in Egypt. 5-0 versus 12-3.
Beautiful little side kick to the knee on the part of our fighter from Egypt, Maysara Mohamed.
Farhad much more experienced on the international stage. Nice and calm, trying to get off with those leg kicks, showing that Muay Thai background. Changing levels well, kick to the leg, kick to the body. Wasn't quite on court with the hands yet. Little fake of the knee to try and elicit a reaction from Maysara.
That lead side kick to the knee you can find in self-defense manuals from the 1910, 1920s. Only recently has been widely adopted in mixed martial arts. It can be not just effective, but vicious.
Solid leg kick from Maysara Mohamed. Push kick to the knee.
That side kick was just a little bit too low. If you hit on the kneecap itself, it can actually hurt your foot. You want to hit just above it, half an inch or so above that kneecap.
Fakes with the hands coming up top. Maysara leading the dance a little bit here, but it's almost as if Farhad is just waiting to uncork a big right hand here.
Farhad clearly getting some tells, getting some reads, trying to download knowledge about his opponent, but he's got to start using them because he is falling behind slightly on the judges' scorecards.
Parlays a kick into a spinning back kick. Both men keeping a low stance. Neither one seems interested in clinching with a takedown right now. Interestingly, neither man has a win on their ledger by submission. They like to get it done on the feet, and if you have knockout power...
Beautiful straight right hand.
If you have knockout power with these tiny 4-ounce gloves.
So I was alluding to earlier, Phil, when I said he's getting a lot of reads here. He's getting tells. He's learning what his opponent does at certain points, and then he's trying to take advantage of him with that big right hand. Maysara Mohamed got a big straight of his own. He's got it cocked by his jaw.
Game plan of Maysara Mohamed seems to be to attack that lead leg, particularly the knee of Farhad.
Attacking that knee joint, if it injures the joint, great, that's a win. It also allows you to maintain distance, keep your opponent where you can set up that high round kick off your back leg.
It also takes the pop out of the step. As we know, Farhad's so good at changing and covering distance quickly. You take the knee out, you won't be able to be as quick to the punch, as sharp.
Maysara showing, as you referred to earlier, a little bit of a karate stance, a little bit of a taekwondo stance, not setting down fully on his shots. It means they don't hit quite as hard, but it definitely increases the likelihood of them landing.
No rush or impetuousness on the point or on the part of Farhad at the moment.
Both these fighters can knock the other one out in a split second. If either of them shows any impetuosity, it could end in a split second.
That's great. Oh, nice shot got through there from Maysara. A little nod of acknowledgement from Farhad. Always has that big right hand in the locker, lands it beautifully.
Very impressive. Suffered a three-punch combination, one of which hit. Delivered a three-punch combination, one of which hit. If Maysara's sidekicks, that lead leg, start to bother Mohamed Farhad, he simply needs to circle a little bit.
Nice
that kick is no longer there when you circle around.
Nice little check kick from Maysara, caught Farhad coming in. Minute to go in the opening round of what's been a tentative affair for the most part, but both men have landed big shots.
Little interesting psychological wrinkle. They're actually staring at each other's eyes. Ordinarily, in a fight, you stare at what's called the T. There's a line, line between the point of the shoulders, right down the middle of the body. There's a letter T right there. I don't want to say you stare at it, but you're aware it's there. These two are looking at each other straight in the eye, silently daring each one to attack.
Maysara doing the right thing by not standing in the pocket and getting into a firefight with Maysara. He's feeling himself a little bit now. keeping everything in kicking range is Maysara Mohamed.
Very exciting mix, very, very unusual, but nevertheless intelligent strategy here. Distance managed by a brutal sight. Replay over. Round two is on in moments. Gates closed, fighters ready.
Expect to see a little bit more urgency from Mohamed Farhad, trying to get in those low kicks. Just as I say that, throws a leg kick. Chance of let's go Egypt. Starting to rattle through the crowd a little bit.
Maysara maybe letting his opponent get just a little close. There it was.
Nice, just clipped the chin.
Maysara just an inch too close, allowing his opponent just an inch too close, just a little too confident.
Perhaps got a little bit too comfortable there. Farhad as yet hasn't chosen to close the distance and get into that danger zone.
Both fighters, of course, capable of intricate wrestling games, intricate submission games. But right now they are intent, man-to-man, on seeing who's the better striker.
Maysara Mohamed has held multiple regional titles in his native Egypt. Trying to put it all together now. You can see that he has that professional K1 boxing experience.
Maysara's back's a little too close to that fence.
Yeah, you like to see him implement some lateral movement, kind of skirt on the outside, along the outside, as opposed to backtracking up to it. Putting together strikes well. It just comes so quickly. And I think bantamweight seems to be a much better fit here for Maysara Mohamed. Interestingly, though, it's Farhad in on the takedown.
Little change of pace here with big results.
We did not see this coming. Big takedown, huge fence grab.
Oh, we're gonna get a stern warning for the fingers inside the fence.
The referee, Arn Wallace, was not happy about that. Yes, the takedown was completed, but it stalled the momentum of the takedown a little bit. What we were going to see was a big dump takedown, but what we saw was the impact being lessened from the fence grab, which allowed Maysara Mohamed to get back up a little easier.
Be very interesting to see where this fight has started from.
See
restarted from standing.
There you see, and it just takes a little impact out of it. Right back into the action. Maysara going back to the well with that low kick, and what that little push kick to the knee does, it kind of puts a little tick in the mind of Mohamed Farhad, thinking that that's coming, which then gives credence to the level changing, going up with the strikes.
Same thing with that little feint of an outside single.
Showing the uppercut to try and elicit a reaction, turns it into the straight. Isn't far away when he's going to the head with that kick.
I think Mohamed Farhad should have pulled the trigger when he saw that back exposure.
Pawing with the jab, and right now Farhad still trying to figure out the puzzle that is Maysara Mohamed.
His karate-based style is very unusual for mixed martial arts. It does take a while to get the hang of.
Oh, beautiful counter shot there again. So that's what happens when Farhad tries to get in and close that distance. He gets clipped with that lead counter hook. I would like to see Maysara follow that up with a straight. Again, just pings him with that counter hook. That lead hook is absolute money for Maysara Mohamed. Again, if he were to follow that up with a cheeky little straight right down the pipe, who knows what kind of a result that could have. anything, it's Mohamed who's been turning up the work rate a little bit in the second round.
I think he edged it out in the first round. That may have given him a degree of confidence, lent him a little more fire for round 2.
Yeah, giving him that little bit of a bump to think, yeah, I deserve to be in here with somebody like Mohamed Farhad. Just to pick those hands up a little bit. It's great to be confident. It's not great to be arrogant. Throwing feints again, just trying to keep Mohamed Farhad where he wants him, to let him know that should he charge in, a shot waiting in the chamber.
Couple of times in this bout.
Oh, there's that big
straight left hand.
Oh, he's
it's
out,
over.
that's it!
It's over, that's it!
Ladies and gentlemen, Maisara Mohamed with the biggest win of his mixed martial arts career, knocks out the knockout artist we were calling for in commentary. The hook followed up by the straight. When he does it with fight-ending precision, big win.
Let's look at this one a second time. Boom, there it is. Straight left hand. Reminds me just a little bit of who, Phil? Friend of Brave Combat Federation, Conor McGregor. Beautiful straight left out of that southpaw stance.
Absolutely
concussive
gorgeous.
force landing on the cheek.
And just Farhad was out right there. Well, not out.
All right, Brave Nation, another incredible battle inside the Brave CF 57 cage. This comes to an end at 4 minutes and 31 seconds of the very second round. Your winner by TKO, Maisara Mohamed. This next battle is 3 5-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division. Introducing your first warrior, fighting out of the blue corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 7 wins and 1 loss. He stands 182 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 92.9 kilograms. Representing Gurung Fight Club and fighting out of Georgia, please welcome Mikhail Spartan Sardiani! And let's welcome his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a perfect professional record of 4 wins and no losses. He stands 185 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 93 kilograms. Representing KHK Team Bahrain and fighting out of the magnificent Kingdom of Bahrain, please welcome Talha. Your referee is a bandit, Decky Larkin.
Brave Nation, you are about to witness power.
Let's make some noise!
Always exciting to see big light heavyweights in there. Murtaza so workmanlike in his approach, gets in, gets it done. Another day at the office for the big man.
Light heavyweight division, in my opinion, the most dangerous. Heavyweights tend to be not always in the greatest condition, not always the greatest athletes. Start getting smaller, don't hit quite as hard. These are the most deadly men on the planet.
Just as you say, both these men hit hard. Big winging shot from Murtaza. Solid takedown from Mikhail, but Murtaza Talha bounces right back up. And now it's Mikhail pressing the action, pushing Murtaza Talha against the cage. And this is a position he hasn't really found himself in so far in his mixed martial arts career.
He's not fighting quite. There you go. He's not. There you go. There you go. That is power.
Solid
Brave
knees.
Nation, that is power.
putting absolutely everything into those huge knees, and they are money in the bank should this fight continue.
Murtaza Talha not trying to reverse because he's comfortable where he is right here. He's downloading information, he's downloading tells, learning what his opponent does, and he's going to take advantage of him at some point in the next 90 seconds or so.
I think he's realized just how dangerous Mikhail Zashinyani is early, but again, huge knee right to the chin. He may have rocked him. Murtaza sensing a little blood in the water. Good job by Mikhail to get the clinch again.
Murtaza Talha took that time when his back was up against there, and he got some reads. He realized his opponent is open to knees. He landed at least one to the body, then he realized there was one open to the head, and he took it. We may see that again.
Over under position, clamping down, and those knees are finding a home every time for Murtaza Talha.
It's what he learned when his back was pinned up against the fence.
Taking in for an underhook is Mikhail. Sorry, my mistake, as Murtaza was digging in for that underhook for control. Momentarily work on the single from Mikhail.
Again, folks, that takedown attempt was actually pretty serious, but that overhook there, lifting up by Murtaza Talha is unstoppable.
Again, one of the most punishing positions in mixed martial arts is this over-under against the cage. Nice little short uppercut again.
A big one.
From Murtaza.
Knees are unsteady. Those legs are unsteady.
Another big shot. Murtaza getting through with these shots. Desperation clinch from Mikhail Zashinyani.
When you get a shot to the head, Brave Nation, the brain needs 5 to 10 seconds to clear. That clearing process has probably happened by now. Legs are back underneath the fighter, but it's easier to take that head again. One more shot's gonna have a little bit more effect than it did the last time.
Murtaza just taking his time because he knows he can land dangerous strikes should he find an opportunity. He hasn't really been put in any trouble yet.
Murtaza very comfortable here. He's getting information on areas he can hit, waiting for just a little more separation. Neil come in again.
Great work to change the position from Murtaza. Changing defense into attack. Has back control right now, just landing shots. Nice little elbow. Digging in for the underhook to try and raise that level is Mikhail Zashinyani.
Each fighter now getting a chance to test the other's defense against takedowns.
Forced to drop to a knee. Nice control of the ankle, very subtle. Takes the back.
One hook's in.
Murtaza does have a win on his ledger via rear naked choke.
Second hook is in, Brave Nation. Pressure on those hips coming. Devastating pressure on those kidneys coming.
Does have a decent
little high,
switch
went
to the
over
arm
the top,
bar.
got the arm bar.
Oh, he's belly
Hips
down, that's
right, and
it.
it's over.
Another finish for Murtaza Talha.
That is power.
Murtaza Talha is on fire here. He is lit up. I don't know if there was a little bit of needle between the two, but that is a fired up fighter.
Brave Nation, who's the man?
Eldar Eldarov in the corner now, just calming down his fighter, just saying to him, Murtaza, you just won in the first round. Be happy.
Murtaza Talha making a big statement, big showing.
Another insane battle inside our historic Brave CF 57 cage. This comes to an end at 4 minutes and 22 seconds of the very first round. Your winner by armbar from KHK Team Bahrain, Maratov Talha. This next battle is 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a perfect professional record of 8 wins and no losses. He stands 182 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 67.3 kilograms. Representing WGC Team Pashaev, and fighting out of Afghanistan, please welcome Sadat Sadat, and his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 14 wins and 2 losses. He stands 176 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 70.6 kilograms. Representing KHK Team Bahrain and fighting out of the magnificent Kingdom of Bahrain, give it up for Camille Magomedov!
In the middle, I don't think it's going to be any surprise to anybody what the game plan of Magomedov is. A decorated former world champion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, 12 of his wins by submission, 4 rear naked chokes, 4 guillotines, 2 arm triangles and 2 triangles, which shows just how dangerous he is with a multitude of submissions.
Sadat moving those hands, likely to let one go momentarily. Just trying to get a read.
Yeah, again, the hallmark of the KHK Team Bahrain fighters is taking that time to download the data to assess, to take in the full range of weapons that your opponent has and then react accordingly.
Phil, this is very much a sport in which patience is big shot.
And here we see the clinch, the inevitable clinch from Magomedov. Gets the trip, and right now this is exactly where he wants to be.
The inevitable clinch, the inevitable takedown, and the inevitable furthering of position. I don't want to say the submission's inevitable, but
the submission's kind of inevitable, correct? Good job by Sadat to get that half guard back.
Yeah. Brave Nation, athlete of this caliber, a submission master of this caliber. The reason behind these punches is not necessarily to cause damage, it's to get the opponent to move. When you can get the opponent to move in a predictable fashion, you can further position. That will in turn create submission opportunities.
Magomedov trying to work. A good job by Sadat to re-guard.
Nice guard work by the warrior from Afghanistan.
He's going to want to try and get back to his feet, scoot back to the cage, base off a hand, base off an elbow, up to a hand, and get down.
A little bit of body head maybe coming up. Oh, quick
steps through brilliantly, doesn't he? Looks like he's trying to isolate.
To half guard.
Looks like he's trying to isolate the arm on the left side of Sadat.
He may well try and isolate both. He's got one isolated. He may slide that near shin across the bicep, elbow area, pinning both of them.
Here we go, trying to work for the Kimura. I think get that figure 4 grip.
Yeah, the hands are coming close together, closer together, closer together.
Interestingly though, he's never won a fight via submission. Or sorry, by a Kimura. He does have 12 wins by submission. Would be his first Kimura. But
Vicious elbow.
lets it go just to crash an elbow into the dome of Sadat.
One of the main techniques, Brave Nation, behind throwing an elbow on the ground is you try and hold the shot back and then spring into it. You saw a perfect example of it there.
Sadat really needs to try to get back to his feet here. He's just being punished in every conceivable way by Magomedov.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is, of course, a beautiful defensive art.
Oh, just cuts right through into the mount. Sadat needs to be careful of throwing up those arms.
Nice regard from Sadat.
You have to give credit to Sadat for when he finds himself in those positions, he is working well to get the guard back, the half guard.
He is, but unfortunately guard is purely a defensive position.
Yeah.
He's got to open those feet up and start trying to sweep, start trying to stand, start trying to strike, to submit, to take the back. There's a whole number of options here, but trying to survive with a man like Magomedov on top of you is not a great option.
Just cuts through into originally half guard, then side control, and may try and work that arm again. Oh, there's the mount, like a hot knife through butter.
Brave Nation, what you're seeing here is danger being
arm
applied
bar.
from so many different directions. There's positional danger. There's danger from the head.
There,
Here we go.
Is he impeded by the cage though? Does he
He's
have
going to
enough
make it
space?
work. Watch this technique.
Oh,
Look
that
at
is
that.
beautiful.
Look at that.
Creates the angle.
Don't
There's
care
the
about
tap.
walls, and there's a tap.
13th win via submission in the career of Kamil Magomedov. Third win via arm triangle submission. Submission wins and 11 wins in the very first round. 9 wins via submission in the very first round. And look at what he was able to do. As you said, Carrick, there, beautifully created the angle for himself, forcing his opponent to move to give him space. And once he got in that position, low down with the knee against the hip to prevent Sadat from turning in, the submission, the tap was inevitable.
Absolutely phenomenal technique. I think Sadat didn't realize how much danger he was in for the same reason I didn't see the danger until it was a little bit farther along. The fence was in the way. You've got to walk through where a fence was to make.
All right, Brave Nation, what an explosive finish that comes at 4 minutes and 7 seconds of the first round. Your winner by head and arm triangle from KHK Team Bahrain, Kamil Magomedov. All right, Brave Nation. This next battle is 3 5-minute rounds in the flyweight division. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a perfect professional record of 4 wins and no losses. He stands 165 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 57.1 kilograms. Representing Universal Fighter and fighting out of Baku, Azerbaijan, please welcome Imran and his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 14 wins and 2 losses. He stands 165 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 57.1 kilograms. Representing Dar Team and fighting out of Almaty, Kazakhstan, please welcome Azu Zulfikar Alabayev. Your referee is the Bandit, Decky Luckett.
Big thanks to B1, our medical team partner. World-class medical services available from B1.
Cage is locked, fighters are loaded, we are ready to go. final bout tonight of our preliminary card, and the action has been incredible thus far, setting us up beautifully for those 3 World Championship title bouts.
This is the final fight on the preliminary portion of the card.
Alabayev opening up with the spin, in on the takedown, diving on the neck. A little bit of impetuous there, trying to jump guard.
Absolutely beautiful head positioning, was a little bit hard to see. It looked like there was a guillotine there, but there wasn't even anything remotely close to the guillotine because of that perfect head positioning on that snatch double leg.
Alabayev's strength really lies in his grappling and his flair for the submission finish. Isn't afraid to throw big shots standing from unorthodox positions, as we saw with that spinning kick.
Alabayev needs to get busier. He's actually losing this little striking battle. Takedowns do not count for much in mixed martial arts unless you cause some impact with strikes, pass to further position, go for a submission. So far, we're actually seeing more strikes from bottom. Alabayev needs to turn it up.
Trying to roll those hands inside is Alabayev to get them free and land his strikes. Both guys just fighting for position, exchanging grips and underhooks. Needs to be wary of the armbar. Looked like he was trying to bring the arm across there just to isolate it.
Alabayev starting to bring it. Starting to bring it.
If Magomedov is to get any kind of offensive work done, he needs to open up that guard and try and create angles for himself.
Oh, legs went up, maybe for an armbar momentarily there, possibly a triangle.
Did look earlier like he was trying to work for the armbar, but the guard was closed. That's a nice shot from Alabayev. As you rightly said, Kirik Alabayev is the #1 ranked professional flyweight in Kazakhstan and the #1 ranked professional flyweight in all of Central Asia. Open guard here from Magomedov. Oh, looks like he's trying to creep that guard up to try and secure something, but solid positional grappling and almost stubbornness from Alabayev in this position.
Working those legs up after the midpoint of the first round gets a little bit difficult. Body gets very slick with sweat. Hard to secure a grip of the legs high up on the body. Decky Larkin may want to see a little bit more from the fighters fairly soon.
Alabayev doing a good job of just completely stalling and halting any kind of progressive offense.
There it was. Decky wants to see action. If he doesn't see it in fairly short order, something around 10 more seconds or so, he will stand him up, and we got a little bit of action. Legs were moving up.
Decky Larkin trying to give the fighters every opportunity to get their work done. 90 seconds to go in the first round here. Alabayev starting to open up a little bit more with the shots, but right now in top position as far as he's concerned, and potentially the judges are concerned, he's winning the fight, so he doesn't need to take any unnecessary risks.
Magomedov throwing those heel kicks from bottom that were prohibited under the unified rules of mixed martial arts for many, many years, now have been brought back. They were first brought to attention by none other than Royce Gracie in UFC 1.
Clumping down on the head was Magomedov. A little bit of a frustrating round from Magomedov on the bottom. Hasn't really been able to get any of his offense working just yet.
Definitely increasing the power coming from top and bottom.
And perhaps, as I said during the walkout, Magomedov known for his expressive, dynamic style of striking. Maybe Alabayev has seen that, or his coaches have seen that and thought, well, let's take away his biggest weapon, which is his flashy kicks and his spinning attacks.
Further staying on your back and getting slowly hit over and over and over again. Much easier to do from top than on bottom. Clearly is going to debilitate the top fighter more. Seconds away from the round ending. There it is. bit higher. Just do everything a little bit harder, a little bit more viciously if you would.
Spinning attack from Magaramov, replied by Alabayev.
I do love it when that happens in mixed martial arts, Phil. Somebody tries something real cool, other fighter says, yeah, I can do that too. Just watch.
Alabayev now stalking, perhaps trying to pressure and clinch against the cage. Try to spin an attack, but Magaramov done well just to evade it, stepping into the side. There's another spinning attack from Magaramov.
And again, answered, and the double. Is it going to work? Brave Nation, is this takedown going to work?
Oh, there it is.
Asked, answered, yes it is.
It was almost like watching something tragic happen in slow motion. You knew it was going to happen. You could just see the pain etched across the face of Imran Magaramov because he knew it was happening.
It's the first takedown you learn in jiu-jitsu. Secure that body lock right above the hip. Pull the hips in close, walk them backwards, drive them down. But basics win fights.
Solid wrist control by Alabayev there. Maybe looking to pass that arm underneath. Nope. Magaramov gets it free. And again, shades of the first round. Quick exchange on the feet and back to where the first round played out.
There's a little debate in mixed martial arts. It used to be when you took somebody down, you wanted to push their head up against the fence because it shut down their grappling game so much. Then wall walking attempts, methods to scoot your body up were developed, pushing against the cage, and now it's a little bit more of a debate. I would say the majority of fighters actually want to do what you saw Babayev do here, which is pull the fighter off the cage, but now he's driving him right back against it. He's going to try and drive that head up hard against the fence. It means the opponent can move less, and it means any attacks that come are going to be able to come from one side only.
Babayev definitely has the cardio to sustain this type of a grinding approach. Has gone 5 rounds before in his professional career against Canadian veteran Chris Kalidzis back in October of 2019.
Nice solid shot to the body, then the head. It's a very good basic ground and pound strategy in mixed martial arts. When you take somebody down, they're expecting to get hit in the head. If you hit that head first, it's what they expect, so you whack them in the body, feel that elbow come down just a little bit, then you hit the head.
Close guard now for Magaramov, and as we said in the first round, in order to be offensive, he needs to open that guard, get a foot on the hip, try and create angles for himself, dig in.
Decky Larkins, I believe, shortly going to want to see just a little bit more than he's seeing.
He needs to square the hips a little bit more as Alabayev does so, just incrementally keeping himself safe.
Nice, nasty little elbows from bottom by Magaramov.
Pushing off against the cage, trying to bring Alabayev into the more open forum of the mat. "90 seconds to go in the second round here."
It often looks on television like these shots are all pity pats, but I promise you some of these are very painful, particularly the elbows that we've seen, particularly from bottom. There's a couple of nasty little elbows coming both directions. It doesn't have the same visual excitement of a spinning back fist, but it hurts.
This time, Alabayev trying to dig that arm. He did. He got that underneath the back, and he's controlling it, exposing the head of Magaramov. Just has that arm pinned under his back.
Magaramov, even with one arm, is doing an excellent job of defense. Very, very impressive jiu-jitsu here.
Oh, eats a big shot for his trouble there. Fans in the arena getting a little bit restless.
The fans are not impressed. They want to see a little bit more action.
But like I say, Alabayev's winning this fight. He's doing just enough to keep himself in this position to prevent referee Decky Larkin from standing them up. And the impetus now really lies with Magaramov to do something to change the position.
One thing to understand, Brave Nation, is when those feet are crossed, when that guard is closed, it is almost entirely, purely a defensive position. In mixed martial arts, it scores nothing. You want to see the fighter open those feet, put a foot in the...
Takedown.
He hasn't shown any ability to even come close to standing once he's been taken down. That's happened for 2 rounds. I have every reason to believe it would happen in the 3rd round.
Double spinning back kick, but again results in the mistake by Magomedov.
This is mixed martial arts. You do not want to play to your other opponent's strength. You do not want to play a grappling game if that's not your game.
Yeah, it's very intelligent game planning. It may not necessarily be that exciting to the uninitiated, to people who are more interested in seeing a stand-up back and forth, but you have to appreciate the MMA intellect, the IQ of the game plan of Alabayev.
Absolutely. If I had to sum this game up in a single word, it would be this one: winning. What you're seeing here is a fighter winning very, very handily. And
the history books will never say beside the W if it was a pretty win or an ugly win. All they will say is it's a W.
And we are definitely seeing a W here literally every minute of every round thus far.
What more can Magomedov do in this position to get himself some kind of offense, to get himself back into the fight? Because we know he needs to finish to get a win.
The very simplest thing you can do, Phil, is first open those feet. With the feet closed, there's very, very, very little that you can do from bottom. Once those feet are open, slide the heel in tight on the hip, pull the opponent in, and when you feel a little bit backward movement, explode away, kick away, pop up to standing, back to where you want to be.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen the feet on the hips of Alabayev yet from Magomedov.
The great, little stand up here. Very good call from the bandit, Decky Larkin.
Decky Larkin just became the most popular man in the arena after that stand up.
Back's too close to the wall. Magomedov has his back too close to that cage. When his opponent closes, he's not going to have the distance he needs to escape.
He's not implementing enough lateral movement for my liking. Just showing the jumping knee, and again just shy with that spinning attack, and it's the definition of insanity, Kirk. Doing the same thing repeatedly and expecting a different outcome. So to keep throwing that spinning back kick when you know that Alabayev is just going to step to the side, step in, clinch, and take down, is it perhaps a bit of naivety on the part of a fighter who's only had 4 fights, as opposed to the guy he's facing who has 16 professional bouts?
I think it is a bit. If you commit everything you've got to, say, a straight right hand, probably the single highest way to win a bout, most common way to win a bout in this sport, it might make some sense. But something like a spinning kick to the body that has won fights in just a handful of time in the last 10 years or so, it's not the best advised choice. And now we're seeing an advancement from inside guard to top mount. This is classically the most devastating position in mixed martial arts. Of course, gets even worse if you can force the opponent to turn over. Jump back to side control now, trying to trap an arm, maybe looking for a choke. Arm isolation could also lead to a submission on the shoulder.
Alabayev really starting to up the output now in the half guard position, flattening out the back of Imram. But again, it's just very, very, very smart wrestling and cage control from Alabayev.
Babayev very briefly trapped, and he's trying it again. He's trying to control that arm of Magomedov.
And it may not necessarily be an exciting performance, but Alabayev's under no obligation to make it an exciting fight. His duty and his main purpose is to get in there and get the win, and that's exactly what he's doing.
He is absolutely giving the fans a dominant performance here.
Coming up to the final 30 seconds.
Magomedov had a little opportunity to scramble up to standing, didn't fully take advantage of it.
Do you think fatigue might have been a factor in that?
I think, Phil, that it may have been surprise. Came out of nowhere just a little bit. There was a little scramble. Didn't realize until a split second too late that the opportunity was there. Wasn't able to capitalize. Didn't want to get his guard past. So fell back, accepted his opponent, moved into guard.
Final 10 seconds of what has been an incredibly dominant performance from Alabayev. I would love to see the numbers to see just how much time Alabayev spent on top control there.
All three judges scored about 30-27 for unanimous decision victory. Out of the red corner, Arnold Zalfikar Alabayev. This next battle is 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a perfect professional record of 22 wins, 7 losses, and 1 no contest. He stands 173 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 70.5 kilograms. Representing Enzo Gracie Jiu-Jitsu and fighting out of Azerbaijan. Please welcome Action Warrior Babayev. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 8 wins and 1 loss. He stands 180 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 70.7 kilograms. Representing UFD Gym and fighting out of Bahrain, Switzerland. Give it up for Hussein Lemon Bars. Khadimagomedov.
Does it quite like the roaring lion. Vanilla Gorilla Aaron Wallace is your man in the middle, and we are set for our first bout of the main card.
The great Carlson Gracie said, punch a black belt in the face. What do you get? Brown belt, punch him again. What do you get? Purple belt. That absolutely is what Hussein Khadimagomedov is going to want to do here in the Brave Combat Federation cage. Punch his opponent in the face.
And as we've seen so many times, that Chechen style of wrestling can shut down the offense of the guy if he's just a strict jiu-jitsu guy. Nice leg kick from Hussein Khadimagomedov. Lands it and gets out of the danger. Very active from the get-go. Kick landed, shake of the head from Babayev. As we know in mixed martial arts, when you shake your head at your opponent after they land a strike, invariably means that it had a little bit of an effect.
That's mixed martial arts body language for ouch.
Everything Hussein's throwing is coming just a little bit quicker, with a little bit more ferocity than anything Babayev has got off. Seeing Khadimagomedov has competed for the majority of his career at featherweight. Oh,
Staggered him.
Shot, he wobbled him.
Flying knee would have ended it.
Taking his time, trying to defend the takedown. Does so beautifully.
Brilliant
Oh,
technique.
but then eats a hook for his trouble. Takedown landed by Babayev. Push away, right back up, head kick, perfectly legal.
Hands are off the ground. Phil, both fighters may be staggered just a little bit here.
Are they choosing to take a reprieve? Doesn't look like it. You know the way that Khadimagomedov fights, he wants to get right back into the action.
I do believe there was a little period where both of them were rocked, Phil. Both of them weren't quite sure where their feet were.
Nice footwork from Khadimagomedov to evade the spinning attack of Babayev.
Cobwebs would have cleared by now. Both fighters are ready to rock and sock and roll.
Babayev has spent sort of intermittent little periods training out at Tiger Muay Thai, so does have striking in his arsenal. Oh, another big shot over the top, but then a reply. With that rear hand right from Babayev. Wasn't far away with that spinning back kick to the head. Nice stiff jab from Hussein Khadimagomedov. Very light on the feet as you see him moving back and forth, side to side, being as elusive as he can. Another big shot over the top. He's finding a home for that one. He throws. Almost like he's whipping a baseball or something when he throws it. The nose of Khadimagomedov being opened up ever so slightly.
Chin Babayev stalking, using that probing jab, occasionally using a long guard to protect himself, whipping those kicks in. There you go. These are all characteristics of the great Tiger Muay Thai.
Khadimagomedov says, if you throw a leg kick, I can throw a leg kick. A little bit more static and plodding as Babayev, whereas Khadimagomedov's a little bit better than movement.
Auction is rocked, and again he closes very wisely.
Needs to watch out for the guillotine. Does Khadimagomedov put the pressure on now. Forcing the retreat against the cage from Babayev. Good stiff jab again. Shots are really starting to add up for Hussein. Babayev's throwing back though.
Phil, this is one of these rare moments in the sport where at any second either fighter could win by an instant knockout. Brave Nation, do not blink right now.
Final 10 seconds. And what's been a great curtain raiser to the main card. Both fighters primed, ready to go. Second round of action. Nice show of respect to get us underway in the second round. Expect Hussein to again drop level and land that big overhand, fake the takedown. I'd like to see him almost touch the inside of the knee to give Babayev that stimulus to react to, and then crack over the top with a big shot.
Renzo Gracie was my first instructor in 1994. I'd love to see some of that Gracie Jiu-Jitsu come to play.
I was 6 years old at the time, Derek. Just up and down, constant movement. A little bit too far away for that overhand. Nice straight from Babayev. Trying to get the timing of Hussein down, but Hussein's being a little bit, intentionally a little bit erratic with that cadence, that flow that he's implementing.
Interestingly enough, this is a situation where I think both fighters prefer to, they mostly want to throw punches, and I think they both believe they're ahead from this striking. I could make a case for either one of them. Not sure about either.
Big overhand by Khadimagomedov.
Akshin Babayev's confidence in his striking appears to be supreme right now. He is stalking forward, looking for that knockout shot.
The question has to be asked, and I'd love to get your take on this. Is Khadimagomedov going to the well a little bit too much with the overhand? Oh!
There is a big disagreement on where that kick landed. Brave Nation, we are just about to find out. I'm very confident we're very shortly going to get a replay of what just transpired in the Brave Combat Federation cage.
You're seeing Khadimagomedov is confident that the kick was not below the belt, that it was not an errant strike, but
no question whatsoever in my mind, Hussein Khadimagomedov did not do that intentionally. That simply doesn't happen with fighters of this caliber. Not knowing whether something happened does not necessarily mean it didn't happen.
As is often the case with a low blow, we are going to see that back in the replay just for a little bit of clarity. Akshin Babayev does have a full 5 minutes to continue, but he seems to be in an insurmountable amount of pain right now.
Many times in the history of mixed martial arts, we've seen solid kicks to the groin, and here comes our replay.
Oh yeah, it was low. Yeah.
Phil, the kick when it hits at that upward angle can cause the cup to move up and cause an enormous amount of discomfort in the struck fighter.
That's the thing. With
that cup can act sort of like a reverse guillotine. It's certainly by far the most debilitating angle that kick can come from. If the kick comes in horizontal to the ground, it's bad, but that vertical angle is bad, 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 bad.
That's the thing with a replay of a low blow. It's like driving by a car crash. You slow down, you turn, you don't want to have a look at it, but you just can't help yourself.
I want to repeat once again, Hussein Khadimagomedov did not do that kick intentionally. Simply does not happen with fighters at this level. Kick was intended to hit on the inside of the thigh.
I'll be honest, on the balance of play here, Kirik, it's looking very unlikely that Akshin Babayev is going to continue.
The down fighter is now being, the vision is being obscured from the cameras, so the medical staff can do necessary examinations while respecting the privacy of the fighter. That's what we're seeing right here in front of us.
Here we go again. Yeah, the kick was low.
There's a very, very high probability, Brave Nation, that this bout will be declared a no contest.
All right, Brave Nation. At 1 minute and 41 seconds of the first round, referee Aaron Wallace stops the fight due to an accidental low blow. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a no contest.
Being entirely honest, yes, a no contest, but the boos here from the crowd are they're a little bit bemusing to me, as it's not the fault of either fighter.
All right, Brave Nation! This next battle is 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 11 wins and 6 losses. He stands 179 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 70.4 kilograms. Representing Emad Fight Club, please welcome Kubanychbek Pashaev. This man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 8 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. He stands 193 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 70.4 kilograms. Representing Team Crossface and fighting out of Watford, England, please welcome Sam, the Future Patterson. Your referee is the Bandit, Decky Larkin.
Thanks.
Announced. Every fan within the mixed martial arts community was absolutely buzzing.
Mixed martial arts is not like basketball. This is a sport that can accommodate every body size and type. What we're about to see here is Exhibit A and how a tall fighter is supposed to fight.
I said it during the opening segment of tonight's programming that for my money, Sam Patterson is the best fighter in Brave Combat Federation right now, not wearing a belt around his waist. He's going to try and stay nice and long with that jab, use the feints to try and elicit a reaction from Kunkar Pasha Osmayev, who will inevitably try and strike to clinch and take down at some stage.
Sam Patterson has devastating strikes with his hands. Either hand can knock you out. Either foot can knock you out. Both shins can do that, as can the knees. If you get in close enough to try and take him down, those long, long arms can wrap around your neck and put you to sleep with a guillotine choke.
Yeah, the biggest issue with trying to take Sam down is that guillotine. Gets caught with a shot there. Spinning back kick attempt from Pasha Osmayev. All 4 of Patterson's submission wins have come by high elbow guillotine choke. Pasha Osmayev coming in a little bit wild with the shots. Turning it up and finding the range is Sam Patterson. Nice straight right down the pipe.
The human body is made. Oh, that jab had a lot on it.
He stunned him a bit with that jab.
What you saw right there, Brave Nation, is timing. If you hit somebody moving away with your best shot, it's not likely to do it, but a solid shot, even a jab off the lead side, if you can catch your opponent moving in, can have a stunning effect.
But I like that Sam Patterson's not rushing his work. He momentarily stunned Pasha Osmayev. A less experienced fighter would have tried to rush in there and land a big shot and end up in the clinch, but Sam happy just to work behind the jab for a little bit, find those openings, and commit to the shots when he knows they're there, Kirik.
What Sam wants to not do is back straight up when his opponent comes in. His corner, his brilliant corner, is exhorting him not to do that. Human bodies are made to move forward quicker than they can go backwards. Although I do have a friend, Ferdy Adabo, who ran the world record backwards. He can go backwards quicker than anybody else can, but ordinarily, don't go straight back. Your opponent gets momentum. Your weight goes in your back foot. You can't counter as hard. What you're seeing now is an even more dangerous Sam Patterson because he's circling rather than backing up.
Nice long hook from Sam Patterson. Just sneaks past the gloves of Pasha Osmayev.
Now, Phil, that jab, that little tiny short jab, when it had that stunning effect, what it means is the opponent now worries about everything. The opponent now realizes any shot coming from any direction with either hand could take you out of that fight, and it gives you a huge opportunity to start getting reads. You move one hand wide, you drop the hand a little bit, you feint with a backhand, you start understanding what your opponent's going to do when that shot comes in. You use that knowledge, like you saw there, to start landing shots.
Patterson doing a great job of keeping his opponent just at the end of his jab. And as you say, if he tries to come in, that forward momentum will be met with a big stiff jab from Patterson. Constantly keeping something in the face of Pasha Osmayev, who inevitably needs to get close to clinch and get the takedown. But what happens when you get close to Sam Patterson? You get popped with a shot.
Here's the problem, Phil, for Pasha Osmayev. When you train with people who are 6'4" tall, they're ordinarily maybe 100 kilos or a little bit less. Those fighters don't have half the speed that Sam Patterson does. You literally, unless you tie a stick on the end of somebody, you cannot find someone who's 6'4" tall and moves this quickly.
Very intelligent striking work and just a real clinic in how to control and manage the distance. Oh, another stiff jab. Accumulation of shots from Patterson. Turning it up with a little bit more frequency, putting a little bit more pep in that right hand too.
As I said, Phil, in mixed martial arts, you are what you train. You are what you train in the gym, and there is no way, you cannot find somebody who moves like Sam Patterson with that limb length. There's only one on the planet, and you're looking at him right here, Brave Nation.
We've seen just the type of concussive knockout power that Sam Patterson has when he knocked out Felipe Silva. That was back in September of 2020 at Brave 41, again here in Bahrain. Spinning kick more so on the gloves than anything else. 10 seconds left in the round. Clinch initiated by Pashaev.
Very, very smart of Sam. Tiny shots to the face. That clinch is a neutral position. Pashaev needs to be.
Again, that hook that just sneaks through the guard of Pashaev. Needs to get his back away from the cage. Looks like Pashaev is trying to pressure. And you have that lateral movement again. Big swing and a miss. But needs to be wary of that guillotine. He's adjusting the hands. Now digging in for the underhooks.
Phil, we knew that guillotine was coming. So did Pashaev. He's done a whole lot of defense against defending that guillotine choke.
And that is a little win again for Sam Patterson, being able to defend the takedown and disengage.
Little win too for Kunkari. Proved to himself he can get in there.
He's getting peppered with that jab, but then replies with a good jab.
Very, very smart of Sam Patterson. A lot of times when a mouthpiece gets knocked out, the fighter continues. The referee is directed when that happens to wait until you can break the fight. Tell us a natural break in the action, so he created one by stepping back. There is a reason they call this man the future.
Does have a fantastic ground game in his own right. A Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu purple belt under head coach Dave Lee. Made his Brave CF debut all the way back at Brave 9 on 5 days' notice against Hardeep Rai in November of 2017. Lost by a first round TKO, and to be honest, it's one of the best things. A big uppercut! Huge from Sam Patterson, does the right thing, stands off, inviting Pashaev up.
Again, Phil, very, very good MMA gamesmanship there. Could have jumped inside that guard where anything could have happened. Instead,
absolutely pinging.
Brought it up to standing, picking him apart from the outside.
Big takedown from Pashaev. Patterson right back to his feet.
Patterson's got a... What Patterson has to do is push those hands over the hard point of the hip, then use that hip to move at quick turn, make the space for a quick turn, looking for an overhook, got that. Now he's going to dig the other arm in, got that, make some space, separate to where he wants to be.
Nice work from Patterson to get the separation. Worked on separating the grip, digging in for the underhook, and he's landing those shots. Just needs to be wary of the takedown from Pashaev. Digging into the body. Oh, good straight shot again from Patterson. Oh, there's the uppercut. I love that Patterson's not rushing or crowding, smothering his work. Lands a shot, assesses, gets back in.
If you watch these feet, Phil, brilliantly, he's getting just off the line when he, there it is, just off the line when he throws those shots. He's not standing straight in front of his opponent. He's taking a slight angle, 4 or 5 inches maybe 6, and then he's throwing from an unfamiliar, you saw it right there with that right foot. You see it with a lean.
Osmaev cannot take too many more of these shots. It's like a Nick Diaz or a Nate Diaz approach to the boxing. Accumulation, volume, 50%, 70%, then one big shot, 100%. That's another big shot right up the middle.
Staggered. Fighter is staggered.
Punches and bunches from Sam
Fighter
Patterson.
staggered bad.
Good pressure from Patterson.
Again, Sam Patterson not going crazy, holding back, picking the perfect shots, and that's it!
It's over!
It's all over. That's why they call him the future!
Once again, Sam Patterson, the team crossface man.
I said it before, I will say it again. There is no way to prepare perfectly for this man. There is no one in this sport that moves like that and hits like that at that weight. There's just nothing like it. You cannot prepare. If I had somebody, I had to train to fight him, I think I'd take 2 broomsticks and tie them on 155-pounder's hands and have them dance around and land. Absolutely, just brilliant, devastating performance.
Every
Sam
time.
the Future Patterson.
Carrick, every time.
All right, Brave Nation, another explosive battle that ends at 3 minutes and 53 seconds of the second round. Your winner by TKO, Sam the Future Patterson.
Big thanks to Gulf Air, our aviation sponsor. I am a frequent flyer on Gulf Air, and I'm so delighted to say once again, Gulf Air, our aviation sponsor. Now, Phil, in mixed martial arts, you can break it down very, very simply into 2 parts. How much impact can you inflict and how much can you endure? As you get older, the power is the last thing to go. You can inflict a lot of damage, but can you take it as you get older? That is the question that Predator Silva faces right now.
Predator Silva entering his 11th year as a professional mixed martial artist. He's a big shot over the top. He got wobbled. Kubanychbek doing a good job not to smother and crowd his work. It needs to get those hands a little bit higher.
Predator is as dangerous on the attack as he has ever been. But time cannot be stopped. The ability to absorb punishment declines with time.
Another big shot over the top from Ulu. He's landing that big right hand at nauseum.
I'm extremely impressed, Phil, that the height difference between Omak and Predator, which is pretty significant, is proving to be no problem for the fighter from Kyrgyzstan.
Well, ironically, Kubanychbek just needs to look at the fight fought by Ayoub when he beat Clayton Silva for the belt for a little bit of a blueprint on how to get it done in there.
Phil, it was a couple seconds ago, there was a very nasty check by Omak of a right low kick. I believe it banged up Predator's foot just a little bit. May have compromised his ability to move. You may not see him throwing a lot more right low kicks. Oh, big shot behind the ear.
Huge shot from Silva. Senses a little bit of an impediment or an impediment.
I was talking about the ability to absorb punishment. You're seeing it on view here. Omak can take a shot.
Trying to get in on the clinch and get the takedown. Clayton Predator Silva is a bona fide Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt, but if there is such a thing, I would say Abdi Salam Ulu Kubanychbek is a black belt in mixed martial arts. High cross, and that's the strength of Omak.
Air Kyrgyzstan landing hard.
Just solidifying the position, and this is where Ulu does some incredible work, just systematically breaking down his opponent.
Kubanychbek has a couple options here. He can try and pass that guard, or, as you saw here, if it doesn't go his way, he can follow it up, take that back, and from there, anything can happen. We got 1 hook in, we got 2 hooks in. Fighter is not too high.
He may try and
hip pressure's coming.
Just stretch out.
Huge pressure coming.
Hipping right in, he's underneath the chin.
Forearms in place, huge. Short time now. Short time, Phil.
Oh, this is
short time.
Silva doing the right thing, fighting the hands. Oh.
Beautiful defense by Predator Silva.
Educated Brazilian, or educated Bahraini crowd, loving the work of the Brazilian here.
Broom sweep, takedown, tables are turned, we had one hook in, positions are reversed.
Incredible fight so far. Drag takedown from Kubanychbek.
Omak back on the back.
Just now forcing.
Beautiful little takedown, scramble, scramble. Who's gonna win it? Nice straight right.
Ducks underneath. Just uses the shots of Silva to invite him in and then take him down. Again, taking the back here. Surprised he didn't try and get some hooks in there.
He was landing shots cleanly, and he had, I was about to say, he had so much luck with that little kick sweep takedown. He knew he could do it again, and he did. He's going to shift his hips back just a little and then start putting, a little too high. He's going to shift the hips back and then starting put pressure on those hips. Drive his opponent's knees back towards the camera, flatten him out, and from there, if it's successful, we're going to see a second attempt at that choke. That first attempt was thwarted. I guarantee you Omak learned something in losing that first submission attempt. Whatever he lost is going to be on full display very shortly if he has his way.
Landing big shots. Again, he's quite high up the back here. I'd like to see him get a little bit further down. Right in front of us, landing huge shots.
The impact is in, that's it!
It's all over!
It's all over!
Ladies and gentlemen, Abdi Salam Ulu Kubanychbek. Oh,
wait a minute.
Oh, I thought.
But wait, fight fans, there is more. I believe there's going to be a strict caution against striking to the back of the head. We're going to get a little look at what happened right now on the replay, thanks to Green Hill.
Oh, with one clip the back of the head, 2, 3, maybe 4. Initially, I thought referee Aaron Wallace was stopping the fight. In my over-exuberance, I got a little too excited. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Clayton Predator Silva. I think he's claiming he's not able to see properly at the minute. His vision's impeded. Oh, this would be a terrible way to
There
end
is
a
an
fight
aspect
like
of mixed martial arts, combat sports fans, where it is not to your advantage to downplay when you get hit with an illegal blow. There is not much in it to your advantage. Omak gesturing to the crowd, saying he does not believe that he hit the back of the head.
We just hope that...
Omak indicating with his hands he wants to get that belt wrapped around his waist.
We just hope that Clayton Predator Silva is able to continue, because this was transpiring to be an incredible fight.
Predator Silva has up to 5 minutes. During that 5-minute span, he's going to be.
That was clean. That one clipped the back of the head. Potentially clipped.
There's a degree of ambiguity here. I will say this without exception, there was no intent to hit the back of the head there.
All right, Brave Nation, at 4 minutes and 41 seconds of the first round, referee Aaron Wallace stops about due to an unintentional blow to back of the head. The fighter unable to continue. This bout is ruled a no contest.
And we've got a very happy Omak. The Irish Thunder, Phil Campbell, is going to enter the Brave Combat Federation cage. Have a few words with Omak. There may be a little bit of a language barrier here, but barriers are nothing except one more thing that needs to be overcome in our sport. And let me tell you, to reach this level, you have to overcome an awful lot of barriers.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, after a disappointing finish, we're going to grab some words with Kubanychbek. Kubanychbek, talk me through your thoughts on the fight and your thoughts on the finish. Talk me through your thoughts on the fight and your thoughts on the finish.
Окей. Кубанчик, что ты думаешь, если бы, например, ты закончил бой, да, и тут как бы ничья произошла.
Ассаламу алейкум, Bahrain, Mohamed Shahid, Khalid. Ассаламу алейкум, спасибо вам. Огромно. Мен сопернигим, ол чарчап қалды, мен билдим, второй раундқа, он шықпайды де. Он чарчап, выносливость, он уже сдохнет.
Kubanychbek is saying that he already knew that Clayton on the second round, he won't go on the second round, that on the first round he will be, kicked out, he will be punched.
Now, given the fact that the fight finished as a no contest, is the rematch something that you want immediately?
Rematch болады. Siz осыған не дайын болдыңыз ба? Қалай ойлайсыз?
Азыр жеңсе düşüyor.
Осыған.
Мен кеше интервью беріп атыр, эстен кейін айтып кеткем. Мен 100% бұл бойға 5 раунд, 5 раундтың бойға готов бұл. Сборда жүрдім, сбор мен мощный өтті. Мен 5 раундқа даяр болу үшін.
Kubanychbek, he came here to kick Clayton, and he was ready for 5 rounds to kick him out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for a fantastic competitor, Abdisalam Kubanychbek.
Здесь, это Ахмед Амир, да? Кто там, чемпион, настоящий. Давайте выйди, клетка. Сюда, выйди, сюда. Выйди, сюда.
He's calling Ahmed Amir. He's calling Ahmed Amir to the next fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for both fighters.
Quick aside, I have no time to say it, but I will in a
Don't
bit.
blink. This next battle is five rounds for the vacant light heavyweight championship of the world. Introducing your first warrior, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 11 wins, 3 losses, and 1 no contest. He stands 183 centimeters tall and weighs already 91.9 kilograms. Representing Strike Academy and Bulgarian top team, and fighting out of Khadimagomedov by way of Algeria. Introducing your brave TF light heavyweight world title challenger, Mohamed And his opponent, fighting out the red corner, this man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 14 wins, 4 losses, and 2 no contests. He stands 180 centimeters tall and weighs already 93 kilograms. Representing Team Lebanon and fighting out of Beirut, Lebanon, introducing the reigning Brave TF middleweight champion of the world and the Brave TF light heavyweight world title challenger, the pride of Lebanon,
Brave Nation. The middleweight championship of the world is not at stake. Mohamed Fakhreddine will retain that. This one is an attempt to become a champ. Champ at middleweight and light heavyweight, a legend, if you will, and it's on.
And the hairs on the back of my neck are standing up. Mohamed Fakhreddine has implemented a new strength and conditioning program for the very first time in his career, looking every bit the natural light heavyweight as opposed to a middleweight who just hadn't cut. Obviously, Mohamed Saeed Malem looking like he's cut from granite.
Phil, I had a question and it has been answered. We are going to get, at least in the beginning, the cerebral Mo Fakhreddine. I saw it in the very first shot that was thrown at him. He just angled that shin out just enough, caught that foot, looked like it hurt a little bit. This is the cerebral Fakhreddine. This is the Fakhreddine that'll try and stay in the outside.
Big shot.
Land those kicks.
Big shot over the top from Mohamed Saeed Malem. Does have incredible power, the power of a heavyweight in a light heavyweight frame. Fakhreddine, if you've been watching him train, he's been finishing a lot of his pad work with a vicious left hook, so that may be something he's looking for.
Fakhro's keeping a good safe distance, got a lot of space behind him, and
big shots from Fakhro. He was faking the leg kick there to get the reaction, then busting forward with the big hands.
That leg kick's coming, Phil. It's coming.
In 2019 against Christopher Silva, he broke the man's leg with a leg kick.
Fakhro's got eyes in the back of his back. He's keeping a safe distance from this cage, exploding forward when he sees opportunity. But what he's really looking for, I believe, is that kick right there.
As much as we love to see Fakhreddine biting down on the mouthpiece and getting into a firefight, he has to be a little bit more calculated in this fight. He needs to be aware of the shot coming in from...
It's it.
Oh, big shot from Mohamed Saeed Malem.
Not a ton of clarity in the eyes yet. Now it's coming. He's kicking off. Took another shot. Trying to come up. Referee watching carefully.
Big shots being landed here.
Fakhro's going up to, moving up to his feet, was driven down again. Referee is watching very, very carefully. We got a tight waist here. Looking to see if Fakhro, he's moving up again. The champ's moving up again. He's going to turn in, look for an underhook. There he did it. I told you, Brave Nation, you will never see anyone give more of themselves in the Brave Combat Federation cage.
Great job by Mohamed Fakhreddine to get back to his feet. You just wonder how much punishment has he taken during those exchanges, but there is always fight left in Mohamed Fakhreddine. Dropping the head down, throwing huge overhands. Gets caught with a shot from Mohamed Saeed Malem. Saeed Malem just took a big deep breath. You wonder if he maybe punched himself out a little bit. Good roll from Fakhro. And a dump takedown
Quick
from the
snatch double. Fakhro maybe in on the Kimura. Fakhro moving back up to standing.
One hook in from Mohamed Saeed Malem. Shaking it off.
Malem staying heavy. Fakhro firing back.
Oh, digs into the body. Huge knee. 2 knees. 3 knees. 4.
Decky Larkin watching carefully.
Fakhreddine winging back. Oh, huge shot from Mohamed Fakhreddine. Earns the respect of Mohamed Saeed Malem. Forces that takedown.
I believe it broke the nose. I believe that takedown broke the nose. That's what I heard with my own 2 ears.
He's tight in on the guillotine.
Tight in on the neck.
Oh, you can see
There's
the grimace on the face. Has he got it?
Tight.
This looks tight.
It's tight.
Right underneath the chin. Has to readjust.
Readjusting up. Unbelievable fight.
This fight is crazy. Both guys throwing heavy leather landing shots. Fakhro close with the guillotine. Gary, can you believe we potentially have 4 more rounds like this?
In 2 words, we don't. Beautiful, there it was. There's that leg kick. There's that leg kick that can.
Oh, another huge shot from Fakhro. Fakhreddine may have taken the best that Mohamed Saeed Malem has to offer. Another big shot could completely change the complexity of this fight for Mohamed Fakhreddine. I'll be honest, Carrick, Mohamed Saeed Malem looks a little
There
bit
it is.
gassed.
That nose is broken, Phil. A broken nose like that. Blood goes back
He
into the
dropped
chin. He dropped him. The shots are raining down. This is a monsoon, and it is over. This is not a legend.
End of the round.
This
End of the
is
round,
not.
Carrick. It
Oh
was the
my
end of the
God.
round. It was the end of the round, Carrick. The fight's not over.
Oh, my heart cannot take this sport. A major one being when you get hit in that nose again, it hurts even worse. Expect to see Fakhro hang back just a little bit. Pot shot from the outside until he chooses his moment.
You wonder just what Mohamed Saeed Malem has left in the tank. Oh, that leg kick is massive. There is only so much more that Mohamed Saeed Malem can take. One more second left in that first round and you would have seen an end to the action. I think quite a few people in here thought that the fight was gone.
Malem is one of the most dangerous men on the face of the planet Earth. He too could end this at any moment with a split second, but it's going to be a lot tougher if he's got a broken leg.
Fakhreddine loading up on the leg kicks. What he may do is give the switch on the leg kicks, fake the leg kick, and then come over the top.
L'Ambiance not checking those kicks yet in the absence of a check. We may see a little hand feint.
Oh, he dropped him again!
Dropped him again! Here comes those shots!
Huge.
It's almost over!
Huge.
Decky Larkin standing by! Oh! Over! That is a legend! That is not a legend! Brave Nation, that is a legend! That is a champ! That is history! That is Mohamed Fakhreddine! Somebody else trying to get in the Brave Combat Federation cage, cause a little bit of trouble. Here comes another shot! Mohamed Fakhreddine, there it is! The two biggest rivalries in Brave Combat Federation history, both taking place in front of us.
Ladies and gentlemen, we thought the bad blood would be squashed, but old foe Tahir had other ideas. The Hawk Mohamed Saeed needing to get into the cage to calm things down. But ladies and gentlemen, let's not let this detract from the fact that Mohamed Fakhreddine has made history. He has just become the first ever simultaneous two-weight world champion in the history of Brave Combat Federation. Ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at the champ. He's got two belts. What one does he wear? Both of them.
Phil, 4 fights into this sport, he had become champ in a regional organization. He is now the first Arab champ on a global basis in the history of mixed martial arts. This man is a legend. He is a champ, holding aloft the great flag of Lebanon.
Mohamed Fakhreddine has not just written his name into the history book. He has not just made history. He has done something that no other man has ever done. Not only becoming a legend, but essentially becoming immortal.
Phil, let me tell you somebody else who's happy. One of Fakhro's countless number of fans bet $100,000 US on him winning this fight, and that fan just got paid off handsomely.
We're just letting the excitement dissipate a little inside the cage.
Phil, I have never been more excited in mixed martial arts. I have never been more excited in any sports event. I have never been more excited in my life than what just transpired in the Brave Combat Federation cage.
I have to give a shout out also to the Vanilla Gorilla, Aaron Wallace, marching over to the cage, taking the champ away from the situation with those double underhooks. You never lose it, big Aaron Wallace.
I'm not sure exactly how we're going to do the official ceremony for this. Not sure these two gentlemen want to get close to each other. We've got a little replay of this extraordinary action, courtesy of Green Hill. There it was, there it was, there it was. Here comes a shot, and there comes Decky Larkin, stopping the action. There it was, that shot, that spot behind the ear. That's how you turn a human being's lights out. Big, big shots coming in, and there comes Decky. Boom! That's the spot. That's the lights out switch right behind the ear. Even a relatively light shot can stop it. A monster shot like that one you saw from the champ, from the legend, Mohamed Fakhreddine. That will put the lights out of anyone on earth. The Irish Thunder, Phil Campbell, is in the Brave Combat Federation cage. There's obviously an extraordinary celebration taking place around the explosion, destruction, terror, and mayhem that we just witnessed. Irish Thunder, Phil Campbell, standing by with a microphone to do a post-fight interview with the champ. A couple more people, special people, are being called into the Brave Combat Federation cage. Not quite sure yet whether they're friend or foe. Whoever they are, it's going to be exciting. And it was friends, and they are celebrating. Brave Nation, combat sports fans. This is an extraordinary moment in the history of our sport. As I said, never been more excited in my life. All my respect to the champ, to the legend, Mohamed Fakhreddine. Brave Combat Federation middleweight champion of the world. Brave Combat Federation light heavyweight champ of the world.
Mohamed Fakhreddine, how good does that sound?
Oh man, it feels like heaven. I am speechless right now. I want to thank everybody in the crowd, everybody in Brave that made this fight happen, my team, everybody back home, everybody that supports me around the world. I love you all. Let's go!
Obviously, you had to change the approach in this fight. This is perhaps the most methodical and cerebral we saw you in there. How did you prepare for that rematch, given the controversy of the last fight?
First of all, I came here with a bad injury. First round, I almost wanted to stop. My knee got locked up. I couldn't move. But other than that, preparation was good. I want to thank everybody that was in my camp. Osama Saidi, Ransom Rodriguez, Adon Ayoub, Yousufzai, my coach Patrick, strength and conditioning coach, Steven Jaguar, my pad holder coach, Saidi back in UAE, Ala, my physiotherapist, Chance that supported me through the camp, everybody that was helping me with the camp, I love you all, and I am in debt for life. And we just made history!
2 belts over your shoulders, the king of 2 divisions. What's next? A defensive middleweight, a defensive light heavyweight, 2 defenses in the one night. What's next for Fakhreddine?
Hey, I don't care. Brave knows I take whoever, whenever, whatever. I'm ready for whoever, whenever, whatever! Come on, Ranger!
The floor is yours. What do you want to say to the people back home who've been supporting you the entire length of your career? You have the weight and expectation of an entire nation on your shoulders. What do you want to say to the people back home?
My family, I love you all. They've been through thick and thin with me. I love you guys for the support. I love you guys for everything you've done. All my friends back home, all my family back home, I love you all. And I can't wait. I'm back tomorrow night, baby!
The floor is yours. Any last words? What do you want to say, Chump?
What's next? I'm waiting. Give my manager a call. He's right there, Jason. I want to thank him and his loving family. And I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for the double weight champion of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Mohamed!
Two warriors are ready to collide inside the Brave CF Arena. Brave Nation, don't blink for this one. This will be absolute fire. Event of the evening. Five minute rounds for the vacant Brave Combat Federation Bantamweight Championship of the world. Your 3 judges for this bout are Paddy Doherty, Garth Lyons, and Hadi Muhammad Ali. Your referee in charge of the action inside the cage is the Bandit, Decky Larkin. This Bantamweight main event title fight for Brave CF 57 is sanctioned by the Bahrain MMA Federation and its president, Mohamed Camber, and presented by our diamond sponsors, Gulf Air, Green Hill, Bahrain Jewelry Center, Wyndham Garden Manama, and B1. 2 men enter. Only 1 man leaves with his arm raised in victory. Who comes out as a world champion in our amazing main event? It's time to find out. Let's introduce our 2 main event warriors. Brave Nation, it's time for battle. Before we begin, I have 1 question for you, and 1 question only. To all those watching in the magnificent Kingdom of Bahrain and the millions watching around the world, Brave Nation, are you ready? Introducing your first warrior, the challenger, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 10 wins and 2 losses. He stands 168 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 61.1 kilograms. Representing SBG Ireland, and fighting out of Dublin, Ireland, by way of Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, presenting the first challenger, Brad Superman Katona. And introducing the second challenger, out of the red corner, this man, the mixed martial artist, with a professional record of 11 wins and 2 losses. He stands 171 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 61.2 kilograms. Representing KHK Team Bahrain and fighting out of the magnificent Kingdom of Bahrain. Give it up for the pride of Bahrain, Hamza Khadimagomedov.
Phil, we just saw the greatest fight in Brave Combat Federation history, in my opinion, and we are just about to see what may be the greatest fight in Brave Combat Federation history.
Go main event time.
These are two extraordinary athletes. They can strike with the best in the world. They can wrestle with the best in the world. They can submit with the best in the world. Anything can happen. Anything will happen.
The excitement level has just maintained from our co-main event. Partisan crowd firmly backing the Bahraini man, Hamza, the pride of Bahrain,
Kuheji stalking, checking a low kick.
But this is not something that Brad Katona will be fazed by. He's the type of man that, whether he's fighting in front of thousands or whether he's fighting in a closed arena,
very smart technique.
Yep.
Hamza reaching out, trying to touch that hand. When you touch that hand, you download so much information about distance, information about how tight your opponent is. Once you make that little physical connection, information is downloaded almost by magic. Then you can use it to land a jab, level change and get in, any number of other attacks, and there you go.
Just pops the jab in the face of Brad Katona, coming from that southpaw stance.
Look at that left hand, cocked by Kuheji's face. There it was!
Doesn't quite get through. Brad Katona evading, slipping well. I think he's wanting to play the counter-striking game with Hamza Kuheji. He's waiting to see what stimulus he gets from Kuheji to react. Katona giving him lots of different looks, lots of different feints.
Very, very wide with a high kick, quite a bit closer with a calf kick.
I think we're going to see a very different type of fight to we saw in the co-main event. Both these fighters incredibly intelligent. Hamza Kuheji currently riding a 5-fight win streak.
Kuheji threw the last couple shots a little bit wide, and there it was. He was setting up that straight right down the middle. Kuheji very quickly downloading information on his opponent. He's going to seek to take full advantage. Ordinarily it takes a couple minutes, 3 minutes in a fight. Kuheji, brilliant fighter. Started getting the information he needed about 15 seconds.
Hamza Kuheji making his 9th appearance inside the Brave Arena, dating all the way back to, as I said, Brave won in September 2016. One of the real pillars and one of the foundation fighters, if you like, of Brave Combat Federation.
Second time a high kick came wide and a low kick landed. The next time you see a high kick.
Nice stiff jab by Brad Katona.
Next time you see a high kick thrown by Katona, expect him to follow up with a low kick and expect the pride of Bahrain to counter it.
Katona has been in with some incredible fighters in his own right. Bryce Mitchell, Jay Cuccinello, Murab Duravishvili. Invaluable experience gained.
As I said, both these fighters can do absolutely everything in this sport. Every flying knee, every spinning heel hook, all moves are known to these two.
You know, every time, even if Hamza Kuheji lands the slightest of glancing blows, the crowd here are going to go crazy. That was not a glancing blow. That popped the head of Katona right back.
Hamza Kuheji downloading information, getting more and more information, then using that information to set up his best shots. One of those shots being a straight left. Beautifully checked.
In the corner.
Very clear, very brilliant instructions from the corner. When that low kick comes in, because it is a little bit predictable, come straight down the center with your straight, knock your opponent out. Katona now feinting, trying to see if indeed that's what his opponent's going to do.
Interestingly though, preaching into the final minute of the fight, neither fighters initiate any kind of clinch or attempted a takedown. Hamza Kuheji known for his very strong wrestling base, but then did show some great boxing against Aiden James back at Brave 42. Brad Katona skirting the outside.
We've got short time now, 30 seconds, Brave Nation.
Kuheji seems to be trying to find a home.
There it is!
Oh, nice counter hook by Katona.
10 seconds now.
Another solid low leg kick from Brad Katona, mixing it up low and high. Very, very evenly matched first round, Carrick.
Phenomenal first round. As I had said, the hardest thing about being a pioneer is you don't know where the path is. You don't know that a path even exists, no matter how steep it is. Hamza Kuheji, he found that path. He climbed that steep mountain. Now there's a lot of people who can fall after him. And after that first round, he at least held his own. He has proved he belongs here in a world championship bout. Great round for Hamza Kuheji, the pride of Bahrain.
I think we're going to see the intensity of the fight amp up as it progresses. With each passing round, these fighters are going to gain a little bit more knowledge on one another, accept and download that data from one another.
I expect Brad may switch at this point from a striking game to a much more wrestling-based one. Test his opponent out in that regard.
Yeah, as I
Ate
say,
a couple of pretty stiff straights to the face. May not want to do that again. May want to just try him in a different facet of our great sport.
In Brad Katona's last fight, when he defeated Bayer Steppen via unanimous decision, he did show some excellent clinch work and ground control. But then, you know, coming from KHK Team Bahrain, Hamza Kuheji has such a fantastic wrestling acumen.
100% true. Whether they try and strike, submit, wrestle, it's going to be tough.
Trying to come over the top is Brad Katona.
Hamza Kuheji showing very, very good distance management, avoiding those shots by edging back just slightly like that.
Katona does have 3 wins by submission, 2 guillotines and 1 rear naked choke. We saw one of those guillotines at Brave 50 when he defeated Borislav Nikolic, 3rd round guillotine back in April of 2021. Nice straight left from Hamza Kuheji.
Look at Hamza Kuheji's face. Look at the face of the pride of Bahrain. This is what total human concentration looks like.
Eldar Eldarov calling for boxing distance for Hamza Kuheji.
Just a little bit closer is what he wants.
Another good leg kick from Katona.
Katona having a fair amount of luck with that calf kick, but it is coming from his lead side. Doesn't have the same damage, and there's that single leg that we had thought had been coming, turned into a flare double, down to the ground.
Solid work from Brad Katona, but Hamza Kuheji edging his way to the fence, pushing the head, trying to frame and base up. Katona looking to lace the legs, does so beautifully.
Hamza Kuheji now working his hands inside. You always want inside control in this sport. You don't want to be like a zombie coming in, trying to envelop your opponent's body with both arms. You want to get those arms inside.
Solid wrist control from Brad Katona. May looking past that under the back.
Kuheji's path now, you're seeing it, is elbow, hand, knee, foot. In that order.
The danger for Kuheji getting up right now is he's going to have Brad Katona on his back. Katona may use a little trip takedown here.
Kubanychbek has now taken his left arm, wrapped it into an overhook, essentially shut down that single takedown attempt and forced a different one.
Katona trying to get in on that single. Nice little back up elbow.
Hands are nearly together. Hands are locked around a single.
Katona trying to just pick at that ankle. Switches back to the single. Could go high crotch.
Oh, nice little downward elbow by the pride of Bahrain, forcing his opponent to raise that hit up much, much higher. Katona can no longer try and pick that ankle.
Good, solid positional control being exhibited here by the SBG Ireland man. Began his professional career going an incredible 8-0.
Decky Larkin may call shortly for a little bit more action.
And this is one of the most impressive facets of Brad Katona's fighting style. Super pressure in your face, smothering. Doesn't give his opponents any space with which to work. But Kubanychbek doing a good job so far of defending a second takedown.
We've got just under 1 minute to go in this the second round, Brave Nation.
Little bit of blood, another takedown, that's two. 2 for 2 is Katona so far. Needs to be wary of getting caught in the guillotines. Quite a lot of blood coming out of the nose of Katona.
Those straight shots earlier from Hamza Kubanychbek definitely taking a toll. Another vicious little downward elbow. Those ones don't look like much, but believe me, Brave Nation, they are much.
Educated crowd here, cheering a get up as much as they would cheer a knockdown.
Nasty little vertical elbows coming in from the Canadian.
Carrick, it'd be interesting to see if Katona's broken his nose, because as I so often say, that nose is leaking like a badly installed kitchen tap.
Broken nose can be very, very debilitating for a fighter because it typically causes blood to go not just out forward through the nose, but also backwards into the lung. Yeah. It compromises breathing.
Jess Isaacson, one of the best cut people in the business, tending to Brad Katona.
I hope we're going to get a little look at the replay. We might even see where that nose damage came from. We do always appreciate the Green Hill replays here at Brave Combat Federation.
There we go, all nice and clean for the third round.
I believe, Phil, that we do have blood coming out of both nostrils, which is very, very indicative of a broken nose.
Break, yeah. Last thing Katona wants to do is blow that nose.
God, that was such a beautiful takedown. The same way as in striking, one will never work unless you've got two, and vice versa. That single into the flare double is very necessary at this level in the game, and it's just a beauty to see. Pride of Bahrain stalking.
Brad Katona heard in the corner. They heard him say he was tired and he just gave a wry smile. Fighters like Brad Katona do not get tired.
Interesting, Phil. Katona is pulling his head straight back now twice in a row of incoming shots. A third time now. That further indicates to me that there is some big damage to that nose.
And that's going to force Katona to breathe out of the mouth, which leaves the jaw a little bit slacker. When that jaw's clenched and you're biting down on your mouthpiece, you're incrementally less susceptible to the knockout. Nice straight there from Brad Katona. Didn't quite get through with the jab, but he's edging now, he's picking up the pace. I think he's seen something that he's trying to exploit here in Brad Katona, whether that be the compromised nose. Oh, nice slip into the clinch from Katona.
Very good job of the Pride of Bahrain so far to stay standing. Right now, Brave Nation, Brad Katona is trying to connect his fingers together. If he can, the likelihood of a double leg takedown is high. If he can't, it's not.
Quessi doing the right thing by trying to dig in for the underhook on his right side. And nose has started to open up again of Katona.
Wisely switching off to a single.
Katona manages to get Quessi down to a knee. A little bit of a 50-50 position right now.
There it is.
Katona trying to get in on that single.
Hamza Kuheji got very wise instruction from his corner to roll over the top.
Oh, roll, but needs to be where getting his back taken. Now Hamza Quessi takes.
Scramble here, scramble, scramble, scramble. Canadian looks rocked a little bit.
Oh,
beautiful
again.
Takedown
And
by Superman.
What's so impressive about the two takedowns like that Katona has scored is they're in the open forum of the mat. So much more difficult to achieve. Well, Khabib Nurmagomedov was called the best wrestler in mixed martial arts. The majority of his takedowns were predicated against the cage. To do it like Katona did in the open forum of the mat is so impressive.
Well, we just saw there, that overhand shot is what it's incumbent on Brad Katona to do right now. He needs to either almost continuously be furthering his position or trying to cause some impact. Simply taking an opponent down in order to hold him, no longer enough in this sport. And that's not the kind of athlete Brad Katona is. This is a man who is on a very simple mission to prove that he is to become the best mixed martial artist of all time.
Katona trying to work some ground and pound here. Pacing himself very well throughout the course of this fight is Brad Katona.
Hamza Kuheji throwing some nasty little shots from bottom. There's a lot of technique involved there. You have to elevate the hips to create a little bit of distance between the two of you, then throw that elbow at an angle to land properly.
Heavy sprawl on hips. Knees following up from Brad Katona. Maybe trying to work in on a guillotine. Arm and guillotine, a little bit more difficult to achieve.
Maybe looking for the guillotine, maybe looking for a back take.
Maybe also looking for a Darce choke and anaconda. Thought about jumping guard on it, abandoned it.
Sure did. That's very rarely a wise choice in mixed martial arts, especially against an opponent at the level of Hamza Kuheji. And he's going for it. Spin all the way out. Some pretty exciting gymnastics here. Colas combat gymnastics.
Good anticipation from Kuheji to stay calm and roll out with it. If Brad were to switch to a high elbow.
Very nice escape techniques. We got a little attempt at a reversal here. That was shut down. Head positioning from here is extremely important. Hamza Kuheji's head was just a little bit low, by half an inch or so on the shoulder.
I also like what Brad Katona is doing against the cage. He's never taking Hamza Kuheji against the cage to his corner. He's always making, Brad Katona is always making a conscious effort to take him either to a neutral side of the cage or to where John Calvin is.
Very wise, very advanced strategy.
Another takedown would be huge here for Brad Katona.
That's what we need to see just a little more of. This is a very, very close round. Just a handful of significant strikes could absolutely turn this round in favor of one player or the other. Round in. Hamza stalking.
Nice leg kick from Katona. And the accumulation of those leg kicks throughout the course of a 5-round fight will begin to take their toll at this stage.
Hamza Kuheji's left hand is coiled. And there it goes.
Oh, Katona with a lovely counter though. Quessi just edging ever closer with those strikes. Oh, lovely uppercut from Katona. Katona now pressing Hamza Quessi up against the fence right in front of Coach Eldar Eldarov.
Katona couldn't get his hands together around both those legs very wisely. A switch now to a high crotch.
Oh,
and he was successful. For how long, we have yet to find out.
Ran the pipe beautifully on that single. But Quessi, as you say, doing the right thing. Frame into your hand, up on a knee, gets up beautifully. Now he needs to dig in for his own underhooks. Katona now has double underhooks. They try and bounce off the cage and reap a leg.
Hamza Quessi indicating, I think accurately, not a whole lot happening right from here.
It's his response. It's Hamza Quessi's responsibility to get out of this position, though.
Phil, I am loving Brad Katona's sneaky little rising elbows there.
They are very nice.
They are happening sometimes, and they are always threatening.
Approaching the midway point of the fourth round. My apologies.
Halfway mark. Not a lot of definitive action.
Serious pressure being exhibited again. Katona now with the head on the outside. And as we said in earlier fights, this is a position that is so debilitating and grinding for both men. It's not just the man defending the takedown that's putting us all into this. It's also the man trying to execute the takedown.
Gotta say, Phil, I am loving the elbows from both these fighters. Katona's from the bottom up. Hamza Quessi's from the top down.
Quessi trying to hit the switch here.
Fight of Bahrain takes the back. We've got such an educated crowd here. They know exactly what's going on from a tactical jiu-jitsu perspective in a mixed martial arts bout.
But back against the cage is where Hamza Quessi finds himself with an unrelenting Brad Katona. Big takedown coming. I thought he was going to take him over to his own corner there. Now
beautiful takedown, thwarted.
Brad Katona has one hook in, trying to get the second hook in. Needs to readjust. Hamza Quessi does a great job to get back up.
And Brad Katona in on those hips.
Quessi needs to create separation here and get some offense. For the majority of this fight, he has been in defensive mode, and that's what the judges will see. Yes, not a lot of definitive strikes or damage has been landed, but the wrestling and grappling so far throughout the majority of this fight has belonged to Brad Katona.
It has indeed. The initiation has largely come from the Canadian side. In these, the later rounds. Crowd no goes wild. Hamza Quessi stalking.
30 seconds to go in the fourth.
Looking to land that straight left.
What kind of offense can Hamza Quessi mount? Did he wobble him a little there?
Did he wobble him a lot there?
Oh, big shots being landed by Hamza Quessi.
Pride of Bahrain wants to separate now.
Oh, beautiful short elbow.
Biggest shots of the fight so far.
10 seconds left. Late salvo from Hamza Quessi. Momentarily had Katona wobbled. That's going to give him confidence going into the fifth and final championship round.
Very interesting round, Phil. When judging bouts, I do like to go by significant strikes, by who hurt who more, by that standards, and it may not be popular to say, I do think Hamza Quessi may well have taken that round. Let's get a little replay of some of those shots. There was that straight left. There was that straight left, followed up by a right.
But I'm going to politely disagree with you, Khishani, and say that for the positional dominance that Brad Katona had throughout the majority of that fight, a couple of big strikes doesn't completely X that out. So for me, potentially,
it's a very gray area, and judging in this sport, positional dominance used to be almost everything. Take somebody down, stay in top position. You essentially had won the round. The rules are evolving somewhat. Where they are at exactly in the minds of these judges, I cannot say. I can make a great argument for either party right now as we go into this, the 5th and final round. No big secret about who's trying to do what. Hamza Khouedji wants to land that straight left on his opponent's face. Brad Katona wants to put his opponent on his back.
Final championship round, and what has been one of the most analytical, tactical battles. This is the definition of kinetic chess, Khishani.
This was, Phil, a night that had everything.
Comes down to who wants it more.
Maybe telling Phil that Khouedji, for one of the very first time, actually checked that outside low kick. You can see the reddening on the calf there. I guarantee you he's feeling it right now. It's got to be impeding his movement to some degree. He definitely gave up that bladed stance and turned that knee out.
Oh, beautiful straight left from Hamza Khouedji. Oh, Katona slightly wobbled. Turning it on now is Hamza Khouedji. That little salvo he landed at the end of the 4th round seems to have reinvigorated him coming into the 5th here. Again, he needs to be wary of the takedown. Katona always dangerous.
Brad Katona's jaw is just a little loose. Not something you want to see in your fighter.
The momentum in this round has definitely switched in favor of Khouedji.
Khouedji landing some clean shots. Katona knows it. He's trying to answer back the same way. Three minutes now, Phil.
Into the clinch. Nice short
elbow.
Beautiful
short elbow by Brad Katona.
And again, little Tamala elbow.
That is not the position the Pride of Bahrain wanted to be in. He wisely stepped out of it. He's going to return to trying to strike from the outside.
Katona in on the single.
There's those elbows.
Nice elbows from Khouedji.
6, 7, 8, 9. Forces his opponent to readjust that head upwards.
Oh, that back elbow is money.
Little back elbow attempts are very entertaining, but those 11 shots, excuse me, Phil, 12 shots are the telling ones.
Brad Katona trying to get in on that single. Needs to run the pipe on it, just as I say he does brilliantly. And thus brings a halt to the momentum of Hamza Khouedji.
Khouedji getting back up to standing, stuck in a front headlock. And he's escaped. Brad Katona in on those hips again, trying to get his hands together. If he does, it's going to be a quick ride on Canadian Airways. Just under 100 seconds remain in this, the 5th and final round.
It really is about two different needs from both fighters. Hamza Khouedji needs to land some more damage, and Brad Katona needs to score the takedown.
Under 1 minute, Phil.
1 minute to go in this finely balanced bantamweight championship match. Both men are bound to be tired. Their entire bodies filled with lactic acid.
This is absolutely a brutal, grinding bout.
Katona doing everything he can to score one last Hail Mary takedown.
Hamza Kuheji hammering away in the side of the head. Hammering.
Trying to dig in for the underhooks. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. We go the full 5 and a fantastic bout. We go to the judges. Carrick, your thoughts?
My thoughts, Phil, I do keep in all fights a running total of who I think won. I am a trained mixed martial arts judge. That said, I am not going to announce it. I think it would be just a little bit disrespectful to the real judges whose words are coming next. I do think I know who won this fight. I also want to say about Hamza Kuheji, he is a true pioneer. Nobody knew what the path to greatness was until he took it. Whatever the outcome, whatever way this decision goes, there is now a path for the youth of Bahrain to become professional athletes, and not just professional athletes, to become champions of the world.
Scores just being tabulated.
At the 5 rounds, we go to the scorecard. Your first judge sorts about 48-47, Katona. Your second judge sorts about 48-47, Kubanychbek. And your third judge sorts about 48-47. Your winner by split decision, and new Brave Combat Federation Bantamweight Champion of the World, from SBG Island, Brad Superman Katona! Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with the new Brave Combat Federation Bantamweight Champion of the World, Brad Katona. Brad, how good does that sound?
Oh, that sounds awful sweet. I was really, really worried. And when the gold confetti came down, it was like a dream. And I was like, please, let this be a dream and not a nightmare. But first off, all the props in the world to Hamza Kuheji to fight in front of his hometown against one of the top bantamweights in the world and myself, proving he's one of the top bantamweights in the world. Man, nothing but respect for him. Honestly, he had a lot of answers. I was saying it ahead of the fight. I'm going to give him problem after problem, and we'll see if he has solutions. Well, damn, he sure had a bunch of solutions. Just good job to him and his team, and I wish them nothing but the best. And you fans out here, all the best, guys. It was an honor.
Just how confident were you when you realized it was a split decision? Obviously here in enemy territory, how confident were you that you had done enough to become the champ?
I saw all the cameras on him, and a tear was going down the side of my cheek going, please, please let it be me. Don't take this from me. And yeah, thankfully, we got good judges.
Now talk to me a little bit about the experience of, as I say, coming here into enemy territory, coming into the lion's den, so to speak. How's fight week been?
Oh, it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Well, hopefully once in a lifetime with all of you against me. Hopefully next time I get a couple of you. I love the support. Yeah, no guys, it was just an honor.
Now you're taking the belt back to SBG Ireland. Brave has been to Ireland before, been to Belfast. Is that something that you could envision a defense back home in the Emerald Isle?
Oh man, the Bahrain fans are something else, but I'll tell you, there's nothing like the Irish. So let's bring it to Dublin, fight in front of my new home crowd, and we'll put on a spectacular show for you.
The floor is yours, champ. Any last words for the world champion?
Katie, John, get over here. Take a look at this belt, baby. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the new Brave